When the flame is lit, truth will gather.
They say when the great towers fall, it represents the old garrison or the changing of the guards given away to the new garrison or the new changing of the guards. And in this particular case, it's the influx of the feminine energy, which right now, if you don't line up with that, you don't get prosperity and you're on your way out. There's a wave coming in and there's a wave going out. You see what I'm saying? So there's a whole feminine energy that's coming in now with the return of Venus that we're going to get into. And you got to line up with that, which is encapsulated a masculine warrior energy that goes along with it, and that's where we brothers line up, encapsulated within the spiritual energy and the feminine energy. But it's all feminine. We'll go into deeper into that type of thing. So there's the changing of the guard. There's a changing of guard, and when the towers fall in the Tarot system coming out of ancient Atlantean, Egypto-Atlantean, Lemuria, or whatever, when the towers fall, it represents the changing of the old garrison. Well, in this particular case, there's a changing of the guard, so that means America is under judgment. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, they would have to pick a president that would be indicative of the insidious nature and the deceit. So in so many words, it's beautiful. I've been wanting this shit to fall for years. And God dog it, this white boy is doing it. He don't love you, black or white. He said, let's do this thing. Let's push the button. Say, look, quit talking and let's wreck this country to do it. Because I'm following what my boss and them told me to do. Okay. Which is the Bank of England, the Queen, and all of that type of thing. You gotta understand what's going on. Y'all all right? Yeah. Y'all all right?
Peace and blessings, everyone. It's turn up time. So today is 7/12. We on Chief Talk with Young Elder and Arisha. Today is the energy of 7/2. So that gives us the pyramid energy, the energy of the pyramid. See, the energy is coming in already, child. Woo! It's so potent and strong. So today is the energy of the tetrahedron, which is 720 degrees. That is actually the 7/2 ley line that corresponds on the golden grid that is connected to the pyramids and the ancient sites. So this is going to be a very, very, very activating month. And y'all about to get downloads on downloads now, because now all the pyramids are actually synced up and turned on now. So we have a new energy that's available to us for everybody to get in line with their mission. So I give it to y'all.
I shall say, peace and blessings to the tribe. Peace and blessings to the clan. What's good with you, young elder? Yo, you hear me, young?
Hey, peace to the tribe, man. What's up, man? We're all about to everybody.
Man, I appreciate you. I know we've been backed up with different schedules and whatnot, everything going on. So shit, we wanted to tap in with the tribe, with the land, and that's how we get our updates a little faster and everything. We got all the goddesses in you know what I'm saying, in their cosmic work right now, in their cosmic bag. We got all the chiefs on the land, you know what I'm saying, reporting on what's going on out here. We're gonna bring a couple different people on tonight. So tonight, man, young elder, what did you have for the tribe before we get started?
Oh, nothing much, man. We just me and Raw working on the economic hit, man. We're gonna put out there tomorrow. So yeah, I've been breaking down the economic hitmans and how they take over countries and topple countries. So that's what we on now.
Well, shit, with no further ado, let's get it started then. Goddess Atara, she brought some friends with her tonight. This big Olmec baby right here, this Olmec right here, this brother right here been in the Ansar community for a minute. Yo, guy, please introduce yourself to the tribe.
Rahul about everybody. Peace and blessings to everybody. Thank you for bringing me on, and I'm gonna get it cracking tonight. And you know, Like young elder say, crack
It's breaking
heads
up for me.
and twist scalps.
Yes, sir.
I say. So, sorry, we're gonna give you the floor first, ladies first, right?
Okay.
Omek, you'll mute the mic for me.
I got
Did you guys hear him? I didn't hear him.
I heard him. But we're about to pass the mic to you right now. Go ahead and
Okay.
start breaking down what's going on in the cosmic.
Okay, well, we can get into it. So, as of last week, if you guys follow the crop circles, we had crop circles 9, 10, and 11. And with those crop circles is how we achieved, they're basically confirmation for the work that we have been doing and the accomplishments that we have done by reactivating the ancient sites and the pyramids. I posted last week, there's a clip on my YouTube, and basically the pyramid just turned on. There was a news clip from Egypt, and we basically this is March, so I'm not going to get emotional because it's very momentous, right? And a lot of people don't realize how special this shit is, because I worked very hard for this. I literally had the amount of code switching that you have to do, that we had to fix this. We fixed the whole space-time continuum. Like, there's no more reality, there's no more potential realities for any negative factions to take over anymore. So basically, after 2030, we have 3.5 years that we have to fucking fight this evil satanic energy that's out there, right? We go out there, we're absorbing the energy. We have to make sure that we clean our energy every day. But we literally we fixed the whole space-time continuum. That's how we were able to lift Lemuria. We were able to lift Atlantis. We were able to lift Hyperborea. So when we leave and we go to New Earth, those realities are fucking healed. All the trauma that we've had, the millions of years, the Star Wars, the Star Trek, all the Star movies that they were showing y'all, where that people were fighting in over whole galaxies and shit, that's what the fuck was going on. And now we finally got to the point to whereas we fixed the whole space-time continuum to where there's no other reality that will ever have to encounter this war that we went through ever again, until it might be a couple trillion years down the line. When we got to start all over again. But we achieved it to where every reality is healed. The other galaxies that were experiencing war, we healed that shit from fucking Earth. The tremendous, we went through a whole lot of shit though. We went through a whole lot, but the work that we did on Earth literally healed the whole space-time continuum. So no matter what reality we have to go to, we don't have to worry about fighting no more. We tired of it because we've been fighting eons, millions of years. So, and it's finally over. Now we just have to battle this next 3.5 years. Everybody has to make sure they get their activations. You are responsible for activating your own DNA. Just because you have brown skin don't mean you're entitled to get to the 2030. If you don't have your 12, 24, 36, or 48 strand DNA activated, you going with the light in 2030. You're going to go with the light. And you're just going to continue experiencing 3D in another reality. Unless you was on, you go into the Metrian plane, which is basically hell. Or we've been deleting, depending on how adverse your soul was. If your shit was really, really, really that low vibrational, you just got deleted out the system. Because what has to happen is we have to free that negative energy from the space-time continuum. This is how energy works. You have to free it from the fucking field and free up the energy so new energy to come in. So in order for us to project the energy to New Earth, because this is what we're doing, because when you're anchoring your new reality, this is going to extend past 2030. When we go to, we're not going to live only 100 and something years. We're going to live for a very long time, but you have to activate your light body to get to that. I don't even know what dimension it's in. That's for Najaru, baby. Whatever dimension it's in, that we're going to in Orion, whatever time space that dimension is, which I think is probably going to be like 15D or something like that, right? So where everything is going to be fucking activated. I was sitting here literally watching Masters of the Universe, the cartoon, because that shit is healing, because that's how it really is. We were in the, even though Allure, you know, they had their dragon, right? No, wait, actually, that wasn't that. The blue dragon, the blue lion was Voltron. But those are our energies. That is actually what we was doing. We was actually in space fighting this shit. Now we're just projecting our energy down to here to clear up the rest of the bullshit. And then we about to be out. It's about to start all over to Adam and Eve. It's about to be dinosaurs. It's literally a full restart. And so we're literally, everything that we alchemize is projecting that energy to our new life here from 2030 to 2043. But also, we're also building our empires because we're royalty. Everybody got to set their motherfucking kingdoms up. We're projecting that energy to our new reality after 2043 for our future families.
Yo, it's crazy. Mute your mic for me, Omeg. Sorry.
Man, muted.
Okay, yeah. I think it's kind of crazy because them, we be having conversations offline, and we get real deep sometimes. We get real esoteric, real, you know what I'm saying? But we don't ever speak about a lot of these things out loud. Besides Young Elder been speaking about these things. He didn't care about them to call them crazy and everything else. Now that everybody's speaking about these certain things, they talking about CERN and all these interdimensional, intergalactic, different things going on. And with that being said, we do know by now, by what their files say, what our files say, what the tablets say, we are the intergalactic empire. So with that, Naru, what do you have to speak on? What do you have to say of what that goddess was just talking about?
So it goes back to, like she said, we've been going through this from eons to eons, you know, from what they was talking about when they got kicked out from the Nibiru, the fallen ones, talking about Zuin and the 200 fallen. You know, the deadline is to actually remove those type of parasites, those beings from on the planet. You know, so it's we're in the age of ether, of knowing. You know, it's about not just believing in things anymore. You know, because we have all the knowledge now. What we have to do is ignore the them trying to distract us. You know, they keep coming out with new movies. You know, it's they rolling out with all different types of new movies this year. You know, it's not a coincidence as we're getting closer and closer to 2030 as it is, you know. So the journey is within. You know, you have to do your work, you know, and people like us, you know, Orisha, Atari, Young Elder, Rod, we all are doing the work and making it easy for those to come, you know, the newcomers, so that you can get caught up in speed so you won't be left behind. Because like she said, those people who have not prepared themselves, you're going to get removed. Those energies going to get removed. You know, it's just laws of my act, you know. And this is not our first rodeo. Everyone here has been here for many lifetimes. You know, this is not nothing new under. It's nothing new under the sun. It's just the last time you was here, you was a different ancestor. You know, you've been here before. So this is just the beginning of our liberation and us making it to the next level, ascending. Like I say, everything is right here, right now. You know, it's an illusion that, you know, it's different planes and stuff like that. It's all vibration, you know. So once you raise your vibration, you'll be able to see the Orishas. You'll be able to link up with the Netaru, you know. So this is where we at with it. I can hear you. I can't hear nothing.
My bad. No,
Okay.
I said, I know we all fam on here, but for the people that don't know, please introduce yourself and what tribe you represent.
Yeah, so I go by Natharu, baby. You know, I got many names. Rahotep Tahuti. You know, on the music side, you can look me up on the Dunn Trap, the Trap Dunn. You know, so I've been pretty much studying since 2020, to be honest with you. And I just took off running and kept my mind in the books, you know, for all that time. But I represent the Nuwapian tribe for Ash. That's what I am. You know, we Washita, Yamasis. So, you know, and we indigenous everywhere. You know, the whole we not just indigenous to the Americas. You know, our land went from the Americas to Yemen, all the way across to Saudi Arabia. So that's where we at with it. We indigenous everywhere.
Oh yeah, I'll say, man. Appreciate that. I had to introduce you to Young Elder, man. I'm surprised I didn't cross paths before. Young Elder, man. What's good? What's on your mind, guy?
Oh yeah, speak to what they was talking about. It goes. We are fifth generation anarchies, and you could call us Najarus, like the brother's name, right? Najarus, another way of saying Nitarus, the gods, right? And so, and another way of saying the gods is how the sister got her name, the Elohim, right? And so we are the Elohims, right? We are spirit light beings. And when we first came here, like the fifth generation, we came back because the Anunnakis came and they made mistakes, and those mistakes later came back to hunt them. If you read the book Return of Our Nana, right, she goes into that. I did a whole 8-tape series on it, right? So what happens is we were working on ascension technology to try to manually ascend, and at this time we had got to about 70% of ascension, right? But we couldn't get past the last 30% because we hit a wall because of the past karmic debt that the Anunnakis, when they blew up and caused the pyramid walls and etc. So during the time of Atlantis, we began working on ascension technology. And that's what we was trying to, we was 70%. So we were 70% spiritual. We were most back then, before the explosion happened in Atlantis, we were 70% spiritual in the spiritual world and only 30% in the physical world. But when the explosion happened, it threw us all the way pretty much like 90% into the physical realm. For some people, 100%. They don't even got they could disconnect it from the spiritual aspect, even though may have because you got artificial spirits. Because I told people that Ashtar Command can generate spirits. That's what the Cabbage Patch Kids, all of this is about, right? The orphan trains. But going back to Atlantis, when we was trying to create antimatter and create a machine to manually ascend, well, to make a long story short, that didn't go right, and it was a lot of infiltration, according to what Tahuti said, in the Emerald Tablets from the Brothers of the Darkness. The Brothers of the Darkness, who he referring to, were the Dragon reptilians, right? In the Bible Revelations, they mention it as the dragon and his people, right? From the Dracos, right? So these people, as we were working on this technology, we hit a frequency wall. And so we ended up going to the High Ascended Council and asking them what was the problem. And they said that it was because of the karmic debt that our past ancestors, the Anunnakis, had did by blowing and causing calamities to Earth, stepping in and upgrading the Homo erectus to Homo sapien. These were all, they broke galactical laws. Some of the laws that they ended up getting away with because they weren't on the books yet. But a lot of the laws they got held accountable for. And so due to this, they had to then to fix it, to reincarnate into human form onto Earth. So a lot of people chose like Michael, Murdoch, Amen. I don't know what names y'all like. So he got all kind of names in different cultures. But you probably know him as Murdoch under the Anarchy titles. He was one of the first ones that volunteered to come, and Anana, Tahuti, this group which because a lot of people say, oh, the Anunnakis are different from the Najaru, and they are partially right. But the people the root of the Najarus starts with Enki, who becomes Ptah, and then Ptah's son is Ra, who is Murdoch, right? Murdoch, and then from Murdoch, so that bloodline of the Najarus is coming down from Enki's side, and his 4 sons, which is Osiris, right? He the youngest. And then you got Murdoch, Nergal, and Tahuti. Also, he referred to as Ningazita. So these are the brothers, Tahuti especially, that were working on this ascension technology. And like I say, we were also responsible for, at the same time, re-educating the humans up to speed to the pretty much train them what we know, and that they translated into making them like us. They say now the man has become like us, right? He knows. So we had to. So these Yahweh Elohim, who are also referred to as the Najaru, Netarus, and Anarchies, we had to get the man to know what we know, and to become like us, so that he could become a Elohim again, a spiritual being again. And so what the sister was saying, to tie into what she was saying about we going into a higher realm, we're going into what they would term, there's really no such thing as a 5th dimension. I mean 15 dimensions. There's only 9 dimensions. 15 is not even a number. It's a combination of 1 and 5. So it's 6. So it's a combination number. The highest dimensions is 9, and then they overlap. They run in infinity. Like, so it's like 9 times 9 to the 9th power times 9, which is the infinity number of dimensions. Matter of fact, if you take a linear graph, if you know what a linear graph is, it's got a line down the middle, like a cross, right? And then it's a 0 point in the middle, right? If you go to the left and you go up, that's a dimension. If you go -1, -1, +1, that's a dimension. You can go -1, -1, that's a dimension. Then you could go +1, so every time you go over a space, like if you pull up that linear graph and you see how many spaces on there, that it's a lot of spaces, but if you go up, the highest number is +9, the lowest number is -9, and then it's the 0 point, and then you can go left and right. So when you talk about dimensions, think about the linear graph, and then think about that everybody has a 0 point of time of reference when they come in, because we're dealing with because she said something about the time continuance, right? The time continuance. Time don't exist everywhere. Time only exists in light. Really is what makes up time, right? The light, the distance of your planet, how fast it's rotating, how many times it takes to make one complete orbit around the sun, right? But in places where there is no light, how could you calculate time in the pitch black dark? It could be done another way. I can explain it because we got antimatter time, which is a whole nother level of time, because it's different types of time. For some beings, 1 day is 1,000 years to them, like the people in the center of the earth, because the way the sun is, the black sun operates, and the time frame, so they could be one day to them, and it could be 1,000 years on the surface. If you go to Mars, 1 year to them is like a 480 days versus on Earth 365. But if you go closer, like to Venus got a different type of time frame, right? So every planet got its own time frame, and it's based on distance and light, right? Another thing too, before I pass it, so eventually, back to the Atlantis thing, when the explosion happened, it knocked us all the way into this 3rd dimension, right? And we've been trapped here on this level for a long ass time. It might not seem 10,000 years is really a short time compared to galactical scale time, right? Which is 1 year is 360 billion years. So like you're talking about a short time for 10,000, but for the last 10,000, we've been trying to figure out our way to get out of this realm. Now, we couldn't do it. It can't be done. It can be done with machines, but you only can go so far. Just like in the movie Lucy, right? When she got a certain percentage of her brain, she was able to be invisible and be able to be everywhere at one time, right? So what happens with us is when we got knocked into this third dimension, and they created all these religions as to cap us into this thing, because in some religions, which is the Hindu religion, really, it teaches how to manually ascend. And this really is what the story, Yahshua's story, really centers around, of how to teach people how to manually ascend. And you manually ascend is different. I wrote a whole book out about it. It's called the Ascension Manual, right? You gotta get that book if you ain't got the Ascension Manual. And I got a whole playlist where I teach all the classes out of the Ascension Manual. But the chakra system, right? And that's what they teach in Hinduism, how to, because we trying to activate the Christ consciousness, which is the third eye pineal gland. And when we activate that third, this is a part of the ascension, right? Getting those chakras to line up, activating the crown chakra, right? And creating this Christ consciousness and going back into where we were before the explosion of the hydrogen collider, because we was working on a hydrogen. We was trying to use a hydrogen collider and slice antimatter or depart antimatter in order to use that energy as a power source to propel us up to the fifth dimension, back to the fifth dimension, where we got kicked down out of. We got kicked down out of that dimension, right? And the Nomos give a storyline about how that some of that happened, right? And I actually got a tape gonna be coming out called about Atlantis, and how some of the stuff that I was just saying is gonna be all in that tape, and it's gonna really break it down in more detail on how we now are trying to make it back to Elohim's again, and the whole goal is ascension. The whole goal here was ascension, but with religion, instead of us being gods ourselves like we were at first, we took God and put him outside of ourselves. Thus, that was a main thing that caused us to be delayed in the ascension process, because we almost running out of time. We only got to 2030 to get everybody, well, not everybody up to speed. I think that everybody that need to be up to speed is up to speed. Those who not, they still going to church. They still giving the preacher their money. They still doing all kind of stuff. And some people, they're still going to mosque, all this. And all of that is to deter you from the manual ascension. And some of it's got good shit in it, but it's like this. Would you eat lettuce? Would you eat fresh lettuce out the garbage can, out the dumpster? Right? So, yeah, so the Bible got good shit in it, but because they took our good shit, and mixed it with some bullshit, and then got us believing the bullshit along with the good shit. So that was the whole game. I don't want to go too long, but go ahead. We'll take that next one.
Look, do your thing. Like I said, this on night to get esoteric with it. We got Big Chief in the building. We got a couple of other chiefs in the back. So I most definitely want to respect the chief time. And we Sons of the Green Light. We're gonna go as long as we need to go. Chief Pontiac's in the building. What's going on, guy?
Peace. What's going on?
Man, what you got?
Get my first hit of the blunt when you sent me the link. I'm like, what are you sending me the link for? You ain't told me nothing about nothing.
Nah, man, we just tapping in tonight. It's a lot going on, man, and I sent you the link because this is the night where we start talking about. One guy was just talking about all the solar flares we just got hit with. This guy was talking about the mounds and the volcanoes that's being activated. The heat waves that's hitting Europe right now. We're not gonna act like that's not happening. Dropping Caucasians like flies. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot going on right now, and just trying to be in frequency. I like being on code. And we get it faster by communicating and reverse engineering this obsidian screen. So right now, got a Satari. We got a couple chiefs in the back. All of them had some amazing questions, and I wanted to run through Young Elder. But right now, with no further ado, I ain't got to introduce the chief, man. What you got going on? What's going on in this frequency right now?
Man, I just got off for doing 2 hours with Bidel. and we
Okay.
was talking about pretty much the same thing.
I see.
Yeah, I was just sitting there listening to Elder going in, you know.
Okay.
So
Well, while we got you up here, let me get somebody up here ask you a real quick question. Atara, you got any question for the chief before you know what I'm saying right here? 'Cause this is a pleasant surprise.
No. I'm always surprised when I link up with him because it's always a blessing. Um, no, but I appreciate the show you on behalf of the matriarch. We appreciate the show that you did yesterday with Rich because I feel like it provided a lot of high level clarity and you addressed a lot of things that needed to be addressed that were just I was praying on it. I was sending it all high vibrational white light for somebody to please release this information because we need to get people up to speed. This is literally do or die. And you laid it on them yesterday, so I really appreciated that.
you can have whatever you like. Look, I'm here to service the matriarchy, right? That was what I was born for. That's what my mama, my big mama, and my aunties trained me for. So everything that I'm doing, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do according to why they gave birth to me. Why am I gonna be here if I ain't gonna fix the stuff I know how to fix? All I gotta do is tell the truth, shame the devil, right? So Rich had called me and he was talking about a few things and answering a few of his questions. Like he wanted to know why they shut down CERN. They have to shut down CERN. They're supposed to have been shut it down. They say it's for repairs. Whatever excuse they use, as long as they shut that some bitch down, they shut it down. You got to remember, they brought Vatica, the usurper, through the gate, the mirror gate. They exploded some kind of multi-megaton nuclear type bomb between the two dimensions, third and fourth. So now we need sleep. And we stuck in an infinity loop. The only way out of the infinity loop was what was called the Maherta. We had to be doing the work to recover the earth from the damage that was done. Y'all heard Bobby talk about the great debauchery all the time. That's what he's talking about. There's several things that took place, but it was all side effects of war. The one thing was the usurping of the matriarchy because it was a patriarch that wanted to rule over Earth. And in the Anunnaki pantheon, his title was Enlil, but in his Hebrew name is Yahweh, the jealous God. Jealousy is a learned behavior. So who taught that God to be jealous? And if he God, what would he be jealous of unless it was something that was superior to him that he envied? So he got trapped in the seven deadly sins, right? So that means that this God was a human God character, right? So that means that whatever kind of God he was, he had human emotions and he felt angry because people didn't listen to him. That's bossy. He act like he's a trans testicle in there, you know? So while he's sitting there demanding everybody only acknowledge him as the one true God, he's usurping the one true God, right? The usurper in the Bible is called Jacob. Jacob is the underminer. That's what his name means. What do underminers do? They go under the root to try to replace a thing, right? So if he's an underminer, he's going under the root to replace something. So if he's trying to replace something, what is he trying to replace, right? Then they give you the scenarios of the breeding facility with his uncle Laban's sheep. Laban mean milky. So that's already telling you that there's something going on. Why would they name brown skinned man in the Middle East milky? Right? So when you look at it, the storyline is a hodgepodge. It's bits and pieces taken from the Holy Drama. And it's some stuff taken from philosophy and what they used to call in Greece rhetoric. And then it's put into a format to use it for a psychological operation, which Constantine talked about before he established the church. You know, he wanted to harness what the people were doing and then use that same devotion they had to whatever their belief system was, and they wanted them to give the devotion to him.
I say. Hawkeye, welcome in, Clyde. I'm trying to move everybody around so they get their airtime real quick. You had an amazing question, and these are the best two people to ask that question. Did you want to ask Chief that question, or young elder, or Chief before we move around? You on mute?
You on mute, brother?
You on mute?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. Peace, young elder, and peace, Rod.
Peace, my brother.
Well, man, I hope y'all doing well tonight. Seems like it, but I just had a quick question real quick. I know, we touching on the Anunnaki tonight. And I've heard, different information regarding, or maybe it's the understanding of the information regarding if these are actual beings, or is this a certain type of energy that we're talking about? Energies, as in, God energies. So just trying to get some clarification and get your thoughts on that particular question, so we can kind of, just clear things up for, the community here. I definitely appreciate you, and I yield to anybody that wants to chime in on it.
I got it. As I talked about this before.
Yeah.
Anytime you reading something that's not in the now, read it as energy first. Always do that. The reason why you read it as energy first is because you can't physically see it right now. So it's subjective to perception. So you read it as an energy signature because the ancestors knew that sooner or later we was going to stop reading stuff literal and start reading the energies it carries with it. And that was going to be part of the awakening. So you first read it as an energy. So how do you read an energy? Right? Typically watts, volts, amps. So how do you determine how many watts, volts, amps the energy is going to carry? Right? So now you have to go into what make up this energy, which gives you the description of the character. Once you get the description of the character, now everywhere that description show up, even if the name of the character change, you reading the same energy signals, you saying this is the same SOB. Right? And then you can also trace yourself to who you were in the ancestral age of that's gone by using the same energy reading process of information first. So read it as energy first. Like, how do this feel to me? What do I, I'm saying? Look at it as an energy first. Then you reduce it to a noun from the energy by defining it, describing it, and understanding it. The more you understand it, you make it real in your mind, it becomes a noun in your mind because it's not here right now. Enlil not standing in front of me. So I can't physically touch him. So only thing I could do is read the signature of energy left behind in his actions and deeds that was recorded by others, and some of them by him. Now I got a general characteristic and description of who's talking when I'm hearing them tell me certain stuff, right? So a good example is the 91st Psalms and the 191st Psalm. They read entirely different, and it's two different beings being dealt with in those energies, right? But what you'll realize it once you read them, they don't feel the same because you're reading them as an energy first. And then as you feel the energy, you can determine which one is Inky and which one is Enlil by the way they make you feel.
I shall say. You want to
Yeah,
touch on that?
that's also a good research tool too. You always ask yourself how you feel about what you read. What you watching as a documentary, you asking yourself how you feel. And then always ask yourself, what if it's true? What do that mean? And then what if it's not true? What do that mean? Because the lie has a significance too. And the purpose of the lie is to conceal the truth. So if the lie is used to conceal the truth, once you understand the nature of the lie, you know the nature of the truth is trying to conceal. So that's why I tell them you use the lie for a shield, but you cut with the truth. Right? So that's how I always talk to myself when I'm getting ready to study something. Is like, how am I gonna feel about it as I'm reading it? I'm gonna pay attention to that automatically. So then I ask myself to take both positions. What if it's true? What if it's not true? All right. And either one of them being the scenario, what do that mean? Because it gotta mean something. And if it's true, it's gonna get straight to the point. If it's not true, it's gonna get straight away from the point. So now you know what it's going away from because it's gonna be a reflection of the truth. Because they always got to put a little bit of the truth in the lie to make it look like it's a well-dressed lie. So you just smack him with the naked truth.
Yo, Chief, I'm glad I got you on real quick with your elder, because me and your elder be going back and forth about this for a while. But me and you were breaking down the codes that are on the side of serpents, right, or pythons in particular. And we were talking about the DNA genetics that when your elder say they're the dark reptilians, right? But if we do the research, the great mother, Timayat, that's who Marduk had to kill in order to create the heavens and earth, right? Now, she was a dragon, and she was the mother, and she created a bunch of dragons. Now, if they came down here and this world was predominantly reptile, we know this to be a fact, right? And all of our ancestors that came down were our teachers, being the Nomos, being the amphibian race, all like he said, Atlantean, other amphibian races and reptile races. Where do we and then going back to the reptilian mind and all the reptilian DNA that we have? Can you break that down like you did that day for me? The importance of we are the reptilians aspect of it.
Well, we got a reptilian brain. The main part of the brain is the reptilian brain. Then you have your what they call your old mammal brain and your new mammal brain. So your brain has got three parts. There go those threes again. Right? The reptile brain is the part that go down your spine all the way down into your tailbone. Right? Whereas what they call your cortex, your cerebral cortex, the mammal brains, they stacked on top of each other on top of the reptilian brain because the reptilian brain was an origin. But the mammalian brain is a byproduct of the reptilian brain. Right? So when we're talking about dragons being master, the easiest way for people to understand it, when you hear the word dragon, just think master. Somebody that has a very high skill level and the mastery of the ability to explain it for other people to understand it. That's how you look at a dragon, a master. Right? Now, when you mentioned about Tiamat the dragon, that's the Kundalini field of the earth. And I mentioned earlier on B. Dale's show, and I mentioned on Brother Rich show about riding the dragon. And that's riding the wave of the earth's Kundalini. And there's certain node points where it's a sacerdotal seat. Right? And one of those sacerdotal seats is where the passion take you to get the reprieve from the great mother because one of her daughters broke your heart. Right? So the dragon symbolism carries over into the Nagas. what we call the Serpent Kings, right? But the Nagas was called that because the serpent to them represented wisdom. So you find them in other religions, and they not called Nagas; they called the wise one,
I see.
right? And then in other places, they call them the illuminated ones or the golden ones, because they radiate and project the energy off of themselves that affects the people around them.
Yo, you remember when you came down to Tallahassee? Since we got you here today, a lot of people got a lot of major questions. I want to get to all of them. But you remember when we went out there, we had a bunch of Phoenix priests out there. We had a bunch of dragon priests out there. We can't make this up. You saw for yourself when you looked up in the sky. We were on the mountains. We were on all these different mountains. What did you see in the sky that day?
You ain't talking about the dragonflies, did you?
The dragonflies, the dragons in the clouds, the hawks flying by, the phoenixes in the sky. It was like the energy was just amazing that day, and like it was amazing.
Yeah,
energy.
it was like the clouds just formed silhouettes of stuff. You know how you look at the clouds and you see an image that's made out of the cloud? That's what he's talking about.
This is what I'm talking about when I say when we all come together. We come to these so-called places in the country, and 20 families or 40 families or whatever, conscious people really came together and stopped just talking about it and really started coming together. We ain't got to live right next door to each other, but live around each other. The energy that we bring, we change the atmosphere. Brother, you know what I'm saying? OG he can bear witness. I took 25 people up top of the largest mound in Florida.
But that's not spooky, though. That's science.
You tell them she...
Look, especially when you... Don't do that. Leave us on the panel. Just leave the panel up. When you're doing that, it's giving me a headache, making my head hurt. Just leave it with the four of us up here. They know who talking.
Gotcha.
All right. Look. So in the realm of science, every human body generates energy. Right? We got positive and a negative polarity in our body. We are a walking battery. Now, the counterpart to the battery, if you are female, is the male. So imagine you got a remote control. Reality is the TV, and you want to change it, but you only got one battery. Okay, now reframe it. You and your girl is two batteries. When y'all agree on something, what do it say? Two or more come together and agree. I am with you, right? I'm in the midst. That's called the mastermind group. You can read about it in the Law of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill, and the condensed version of it is in Think and Grow Rich. Right? Okay, now, the mastermind group allows you to put the two batteries in the remote and change the fucking reality. We don't want to do this. We don't like seeing them eating babies.
Okay.
Now, the bigger the problem, the more batteries you need to change the channel. Human trafficking was a ginormous problem. So it had to be a sizable portion of us offended, frustrated, fed up, and determined to find somebody to stop it. And then nature was going to take its course, because the most of us that wanted to stop, right? That's science. That's not spooky. Energy don't die. It just changes form. An object in motion on a straight path does not change its path unless it's acted upon by outside force. That play out in your personal relationships is somebody the same with you every day, then the next day you come up, this sucker that changed on you, it's a person in their ear that then changed them on you. It don't just happen. A person don't just be the same every day and suddenly change for no reason. It's a reason. You might not want to accept the reason, but it's a reason. Either somebody in their ear or you doing some foul shit. And the only two reasons why somebody would switch up on you. If you know you didn't do something foul, that only leaves one other option: somebody in their ear, right? So you got to learn how to. You can see the energy move when you learn how to see the energy moving people. Everybody not motivated to move by the same frequency of energy. Some people not gonna move unless they can put some fiat dollars in their hand. You can offer them a bar of gold, they'll turn that shit down if it ain't no green paper money. Because they ain't moving if it ain't no green paper money. They condition themselves to that. So now they battery only work and motivate them to move when it's related to what's drawing their interest. Right? Now, when they get with a counterpart and they want to change the reality, he's not gonna give up the green. So she's gonna have to come to that level intellectually in order for her spiritual expansion gifts to kick in. His money becomes multiplied by her spirituality. His love becomes multiplied by her spirituality. And they got nothing to do with no church, mosque, or temple, or none of that shit. It got more to do with the echoes in her uterus than it do with one of them institutions. Because from the uterus, the woman can talk to prime creator, the keeper of the babies. She won't let him go unless a woman calls for it through the uterus. We call it ovulation. It's hard for a woman to get pregnant if she's not ovulating. Damn near impossible. And the egg is still in there. But she only fertile during that ovulation period. That's her calling the prime creator, saying, send that baby down. Ready for it.
I see. Yo, yesterday, we had Mama Kali on, and she was breaking down about the Rockefellers and JP Morgan and everything else. And I was trying to connect the dots with Jekyll Island and everything else. I know you've been talking about Jekyll Island, and really, the real reason a lot of this stuff is changing hands and structure. A lot of people talking about 3 years, but I think it's going to be sooner than that. What do you have to say about that, the financial flip? Damn, you say don't. My bad. I've been trying to look. I want to
look. You know, at 11:59, July the 3rd, that's the end of the fiat. At 12 midnight on July the 4th, the gold back, the Trump notes come out. The interim gold back currency goes into effect on July the 4th. And then you start seeing Trump notes. Trump notes are backed by gold, not by somebody promising we're going to pay you at the end. This is the end, motherfucker, pay up. They don't got nothing to pay us with now. Because we took back everything that was ours, and then we told them to pay up, and they didn't have nothing left because they was stealing it all from us. So now it's time to pay up. They ain't got nothing to pay. I got some penitentiary friends that can make them pay. Because they ain't got nothing left that we want from them.
Yo, Neruda, real quick, I know. Did you have a question for the chief so I can move it around? Because I got it. The reason I got all these chiefs popping on because we got the guy, the chief from California. See how doing the land right now. We got some brothers in Texas, some brothers in Phoenix. Neruda, Neru, you got a question for him before I move around?
No, I ain't got no question. No, okay. I'll be rolling with the punch, so.
Man, I'm gonna get you right back, guy.
All right.
Hey, can I say something about the brother's question before we get off to add to what Rod was saying about the anarchy thing? To me, Enlil and them are real physical beings, right? But they not no gods. They not no gods like they ain't no gods. Like they came down, they had advanced technology. And you know what I'm saying, if somebody got a gun and you don't, or you never seen a gun, say like if you go against amongst some caveman They never seen a gun fire, right? You go with a gun and then you fire that motherfucker out. They see fire jump out, somebody get hit, he blow back. They gonna associate that with some type of God-like power, right? So really, it's not no when you talking about Enlil and Inky and all them, it's not no thing like, oh, they God or there's some kind of powerful beings. Nah, they just had advanced technology and they really broke galactical law because you can't make a lower race or lower galactical race serve you. So any beings that's coming, whether you believe it or not, any beings that's coming and they want you to bow and serve and all this, that's how you know it's a red flag and it's a bunch of crap, because that's against galactic law. So yeah, man, we got Roy sent me the pictures. We got the pictures of Enlil for sure. Like, I know that's Enlil. He got the unibrow and everything. You know what I'm saying? That picture, yeah, he got the unibrow and everything. And look, before we even knew all that shit, right? You can go back and look at old statues of Enlil and they got the unibrow on it, right? Go look at you got the unibrow. And so how the fuck would them people in Kenya know that Enlil had a unibrow? They couldn't make that shit up. They took a picture of that nigga thinking he was Maitreya, Jesus, and he wasn't no Jesus, it was Enlil. He came down in a fucking sham. He came down smelling like booty. Yeah, look, he had some niggas, he had his assistant with him. Rod pointed out his assistant. His assistant got a double head, but he was hiding it. They got two faces. Inky got one. His name is Ismud. He got two faces, right? Enlil got one too, and he was with Enlil in that picture. Rod pointed him out. He had a one that dude with the bubble on the big thing on his neck, covering up. Yeah. So what we're dealing with physical beings who live on another planet that actually orbit in our solar system. By the way, it's actually a part of our solar system.
Yeah, and our binary star system is second star.
Yeah.
But look, right. This is why I tell them to read it as an energy first. The reason I tell them to read it as an energy first, because if they've never heard it before, they have to get familiar with the information they're hearing. So if they read it as an energy first and assess what is making them feel, they can get a sense for how real Enlil or Inky them are or are not before they ever go into the deep dive of it. So now they have a internal feel for the information by reading it as an energy. So now they know if they read something that don't match, they can feel the difference and they'll be like, that's some bullshit. It's calibrating you to detect the false part of the stories. And that's why I'd say always read it as an energy first.
You're 100% right, Rod. You 100% right in what you told them. That you told them exactly right. Yeah, like I say, but we got evidence to prove. Even Doc said it, before we even found that picture, right? Doc was saying that they were physical, right? But when we found that picture, that sealed the deal, boy. Hey, Enlil can't get out of that picture. That's that nigga.
Hey, there's one part you forgot.
Huh?
He had to have a dark mother named Mary come with him.
You saw her too, right, Rod? You seen that?
Yeah, we went over it in the class.
Yeah,
we went over it in the class. That was his contact.
Yeah,
because
that's what
Mary, Isis or Aset is the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but her name is Mary.
Mm-hmm.
So when they come in, they have to honor the mother of the earth by coming to a woman named Mary every time. Hail Mary, Mother of God. What that make her? She's the God maker. They can't claim to be God on earth without having a woman named Mary or a derivative of the name when they come. Because that's how the earthborn is supposed to know who they are. Because we know who Mary is, the land of Mary. Right? So now we're talking about the great mother of the earth. So they use the namesake, right, as a talisman when they come in, and using the great mother for their protection all the time. They're trying to steal the throne.
And then he got the hell on out of that, got in his sham, and got when they was calling him, they say he healed a couple people, right? Because the Anunnakis got they got a little bit of more access to more of their brain. Well, we got access to it too. They just with religion and dogma started to deactivate certain parts of our brain using religion. But Enlil and them use a little bit more of their brain. We can heal just like he healed. It's like you could touch somebody and heal them using a form of a static electricity, right? And we used to do this, right, a long time ago. But like I say, they wanted to cut all these things off with the junk DNA. Enlil, to me, he was one that was he was the one that was instrumental in saying, oh, I don't want him to be able to be, procreate, etc. Like he was the one that's
Yeah,
always
he wanted to put limiters. He wanted to put limiters on something that was already limitless.
Right.
Right. So this is why when you talk about junk DNA, right? Junk DNA is not. There's no such thing as junk DNA. It's inactive DNA because you haven't developed the part of your psyche to activate it yet. This is why you have yogis over in India that know how to do what we would call miracles from projecting energy from inside themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because they model in creation. Because they've activated more of their DNA, they can use more of the creative force. And they make it look like they're doing magic. They're not doing magic.
Yep. Right.
They following the system. It's science.
Right.
But if you don't never do none of the work required to activate the inactive DNA, to you it's just junk now. It's just clutter. But as soon as you develop yourself to a certain point, it's gonna activate. Now we at the part where, okay, you niggas had enough time to raise your DNA level up and activate some of this stuff. Now Mama Earth gonna take over. Mama Earth and Father Son gonna take over, and we gonna activate your ass, and we gonna show you what it's like when you be activated. You not gonna be the same.
I see.
Hey,
sure.
Rod, I got a question for you, Rod. Could you go in on, because what I think what happens is with the Bible and the miracles of Jesus and all this, right? That's what we getting like this. That's a part of the thing, right? Because a lot of stuff that Jesus was doing really was alchemy, like turning water into wine. You know how to do that. Rod know how to turn water. They do that in jail. Rod them to make wine in jail.
Yeah,
So,
give me some goddamn sugar. Give me some sugar and a couple pieces of fruit. I got you.
Right. Rod know how to turn water into wine. So it wasn't miracles. It was the science. Like Rod just said, it was these beings know a little bit more science. So if you go to a 3-year-old, you of course being older and live longer, you're gonna know more than these people. You're gonna know more about health and other things that they might not know about. And when you do certain things in front of them, they attribute that to some God-like power when it's just the overstanding of science. Go ahead, Roy.
Yeah, well, we have all of the capabilities and some they have. They just convinced us not to use it.
Right.
Right. That was the warship of worship. Remember, the son of Israel name was Gad. Gad is God in English. Right? And what do it mean? A troop. That means it was a military operation to begin with. But we were so stuck on the written literal sense of everything that we didn't know that they was talking in code in our face behind our back.
Damn. So, but you got Christians that will go off right now, man, and say, a whale swallowed a guy. And then you say, well, that's not logical possible for a whale to swallow a guy and take him underwater 3 days and 3 nights. But they say, well,
that's a metaphor. That's an ancient metaphor. That's an ancient metaphor for the dark night of the soul. That's going into the underworld. It's the same as the story of I-9 descending to
That's
the
right.
underworld. It's
That's
the
right.
dark night of the soul. It wasn't a literal fish or a whale. It was a condition in his life that took him under for 3 years. Because he had to go through his inner apprentice. He had to go through his fellow craft if he wanted to be a master mason. So he needed to get all 3 of them days in. Now
You
he can
cracking, Rod.
graduate from the 3rd grade with the 3rd degree. So now everybody got to give him the 3rd degree to make sure he's been raised and passed correctly. But I ain't the one to talk, so you ain't heard it from me.
Yeah,
About to
yeah,
have
you
them
cracking
boys
heads, Rod.
about to have them boys in the lodge come for me.
Hey, nah,
Yeah,
ain't
look,
no, ain't
Hey,
no
look too. Also, I think it was a submarine because they show us these papyrus and drawings in ancient Kemet that go back thousands of years, and these people had submarines and other things. So if you are a caveman, because the Bible is written by caveman, whether you are caveman, some niggas out the cave, came out with this shit. So these are guys who thought the world was
No,
flat. So
it was some
I
niggas
say
that landed
the
on.
Moors was involved.
It was
The
some
Moors was
niggas that
involved.
land. There's some
Yeah,
niggas that landed on Mount Herman that broke that shit.
yeah. But I'm
But that's a
saying
whole nother
that the
story.
caveman. I can get into that, Roy. You know, I know about the 200 fallen. That's the Book of Enoch. I'm talking about the ideology of the Bible is caveman. It's barbaric.
Well, it's
It's
designed to teach cavemen how to, like,
go
for
ahead.
instance, you
Yes.
got these people that's uncivilized.
Go ahead.
You need a system of civilization, so you give them religion.
Go ahead. I'm with you.
And you make them believe that this religion got so much goddamn power that if they use it, they can win the whole world with it. And then you follow these same cave people around, and everybody that get in their way, you chop them down for them, so they don't have to. They don't look like the bad guy.
Right.
But then you say, okay, that's enough of that. Now we're gonna let them. We're gonna let them see if they learn how to kill correctly after we done sent them through the Colosseums and we done sent them. Are you efficient killers? Go over there and kill them darkies over there.
Right.
Let's see if you learn how to kill. But don't worry, because if you start losing, we got your back. We got some darkies that's gonna back you up. So they making it look like that this caveman been doing this shit. He ain't did nothing. Half the people in the history book been whitewashed.
Go ahead. That's a fact.
From Columbus to Amerigo Vespucci and them niggas, them rotten ass niggas, that's who they was. Conquistadors. Right? So now what we doing is we undoing the shit they did to us to undo us.
Right.
So you got all these different chiefs popping up now on the same page. We ain't had this shit since the 60s.
Man, I'm telling you.
And in the 60s, they killed off everybody that was making moves. Now they can't kill us because the contract is up. Talking about the 250-year celebration is the final celebration. It's like the Islamic breaking of the fast.
Which is why Trump had that Bible upside down in front of that church when it was boarded up.
I just talked about that on BDL too.
Zay, I'm about to get you real quick, but I got a perfect question for you real quick. The 4th of July, they say it's the 250th year anniversary of America. So how does that translate to us being in slavery for 500 years or bondage for 500 years?
It don't. It don't. We ain't been in bondage 500 years. We've been fighting the 500 years war, though.
I see.
We've been fighting the 500 years war, but we ain't been in bondage to 5. We not gonna stay in bondage no 500 years because these niggas gonna conjure my ass up again. So they not gonna never let us stay in bondage for 500 years.
I just had to bring that point. Yo, Voice of Zay, please introduce yourself to the tribe real quick. Introduce yourself to the chief, and here's with the question.
What's up, y'all? What's up, L? What's up, Chief Rod?
Peace, my brother.
Man, I'm Zai, creator of Voice Art with Zai, and part of my mission is to just get people back outside and connecting with Source, but also the other part of my mission is about encouraging and inspiring people to remember who they are and not be afraid to trust their own intuition and guidance and the wisdom of nature. So that's part of what I do. And as an artist in Life Path 3, I get into it, man. So it's a place that I really, really enjoy. So to be here during this time and to be to see all of the amazing changes that are happening it's a privilege. So
Where you from?
Man, I'm actually from South Carolina. I talked to you a couple of times before. I'm from South Carolina, but I live out west now.
I know. I just had a flashback. I seen some Warriors and you was with them.
Yeah, I had some interest. That's a conversation. That's a conversation. So one of the questions that I have, and I always have a lot of questions, but this is one that kind of came to me. So we got a lot of shifts and changes happening. We have pyramids activating. We have solar frequencies changing the landscape. We have obviously CERN being down for good, which is great for us, great for everything organic. So my question is, the original Titans of Earth, can they return back as humanoid, or can they only return back as Titans? And it's like a three-part question almost. And who are the original Titans of this particular frequency?
The Shaq one is Titan shit. Charles is. Go ahead, bro.
No, the Titans. Okay, when you talk about the Titans, you talk about the Olympian War.
Okay.
These wars was being fought in the like fifth dimensional matrix.
Okay.
In the spirit realm. In the spirit realm, a Titan can't fit on Earth. That's why it was being fought in the spirit realm. The Titans represent the spirits that make up the solar system and the subsidiaries in the solar system. Right? That's why they named the planets after the Titans.
Okay.
Right? Because they represent the spirit of each one of those energies. And then let's go back to earlier when I was saying read it as an energy first. The description of the Titans, they can't fit inside of Earth. They're too big. But they represent the defense of the Earth. They're the spirits of the planets. So imagine your aura, right, trying to fit on your nose. Your whole aura, big as you is, and you trying to fit your whole aura on it don't fit. Because you're too big for a smaller aura that you can't have it, the aura won't fit. It's too big. But now, if your mind goes into the aura, you can be in the aura and still be in your Titan form.
Okay.
Right? And they represent the defense of the solar system, not just the Earth. Right? From the sun to Pluto and a couple of other planets they ain't discovered yet. Right? And then you also got to remember we in what's called a binary star system. So the Olympians is riding the wave of the secondary star that comes around in the what they call it, a perihelic orbit or some shit, whatever the fuck it is. It comes in a different orbit around our sun from the planet. Okay, now when the two spirits of the two stars get close enough, the energy fields is interacting with each other. Now the Titans, the spirits that protect the planets of the secondary star, the Olympians, are now coming into proximity to the spirits that protect this star system. Right? And when they come into contact, this is when you have your Anunnaki travels to the Earth at a large number, because that's their system that they're on. Okay, now this is why they saying there was the war between the Titans and the Olympians. The spirits of the secondary sun star system that's gonna come through is in conflict with the energies that's coming from the protective energies of this system.
Mm.
Right. So the Titans can't fit on the earth. But in the spirit realm on the fifth dimension, they got all the room in the world to fight. That's infinite. And this is why people think we on the flat earth. They perceiving it from a higher dimension where it's infinite and all things are one. They looking at the wave form of creation. They're not looking at the three-dimensional particle form.
Okay.
In the three-dimensional particle form, we in the torsion field.
Mm.
But in the fourth dimensional mind matrix that's infinite, we're on the infinite plane because we can only see it as a wave. We can't see it as a globe. We can't see it as a dome. We can't see it as a hollow earth. We can only see it in the fourth dimension as an infinite plane. That's the difference in collapsing them together, because now you got people that can perceive the flat earth from their spiritual senses because it's the waveform. But most of us is trapped into the three-dimensional paradigm, and the observer changes the effect, which causes the collapse of the wave into the particle that gives us our torsion field Earth. The torsion field is because it's still energy. And in the energy, you have to define itself within the confines of its field, right? That's how your DNA know how to express itself as your skin color, your hair, your eyes, right? Because it's got its own field to operate within. And it's programmed through the DNA. And it's powered by the mitochondria. And the mitochondria holds the matrix. And the matrix is the link to the great mother, which is the prime creator, the prim matter, the dark mother.
Okay.
Madonna and Child.
Fire. I appreciate that. So wait. So Kong, like Titans, like Kong and like Godzilla, they're not actually going to inner Earth like they made it seem like they were.
Those wasn't Titans. Those were Earth Guardians. They under the Titans. They under the Titans because they only concerned with Earth. Right? Now, they use what's called the zoo type for exaggeration purposes. A teaching method we used to use was sensationalism. Today they call it parody art, right? Or caricature art, where they exaggerate your features, right? Godzilla is the divine feminine. Nobody pays attention to the fact that Godzilla is the female and Kong is the male. Right? People don't notice that part. Then she got a son called Godzuki. Where's his daddy at? King Kong not his daddy. Where's his daddy at? That's telling you the holy drama story again, using Far Eastern exaggeration in art form. Because if she is the female and she got the son, that's Mary birthing Yahshua or Emmanuel. Right? That makes God adoptive father. Who was Loki daddy?
What's his name? With the he got killed in one of the like
Chronos,
the second or third film.
Is it Chronos?
Mm-hmm. Who was Thor daddy?
I know what he looked like. I just can't remember his name.
Who was Thor daddy?
What's that dude?
You on mute, Stone.
Zeus.
One
is Zeus?
Yeah. And Loki was the adopted son of Zeus, remember?
Right, yep.
Now he's always struggling with Thor for the throne, to be the rightful heir to the throne of the earth. But Thor not from Earth. He's from
Zeus Enemy.
Asgard.
My apology. They say Odin.
It's the same thing, right? Odin is still would be the father of Thor and Loki. He adopted Loki. Loki is the son of the Ice Princess or the Ice Giant, right? So, as the son of the Ice Giant, who is daddy? He adopted by Odin. So, who is daddy? If he's adopted, right? So here his mama come from the ice realm, from the realm of the ice giants, where they color is ice blue. Remember when Loki started getting close to him, he started turning blue? That's little boy blue.
When you ask about talk about the ice wall, are we talking about like when we talking about the ice wall down in Antarctica and all that? Those different realms?
No. In the story of Loki and Thor, they went to war in the north with the Ice Kingdom, right? And they was fighting what was called the Ice Giants. And Odin married a princess from the Ice Giants, right? And she had a son that he adopted named Loki. Now, watch the mind game they play on Loki. Loki is the heir to his father's kingdom. But as long as he's in Odin's house, he's subservient to his brother Thor. So Loki got to figure out that he is the rightful heir some kind of way. The only person that can tell him is their sister Hela.
Ragnarok.
Right. That calls in Ragnarok. So when you had the Ragnarok is the close of the age where the great destruction takes place before the new age can happen. It's a cleansing process.
Yo, Zay,
And then
my apologies. Zay, you got anything else? I got to rotate real quick. Hey, I'm gonna get you back right I got.
Yeah, that's fine. That's it. I appreciate you, Chief.
Man, appreciate you guys.
Gratitude.
Hey, Rod, real quick, before she go, about while we on the Titans, 'cause I got to get this off on you because I'm doing research on this right now. I'm trying to find more shit on it. Do you got anything on the giant tree? Because I hear people say that at some point in time we had a big ass tree where is it Yellowstone Park? What they say it was a big
Devil's
ass
Tower in
tree.
Arizona. The one in Devil's Tower in there.
Go ahead.
That wasn't the only one. The one that was called the World Tree used to be in South Africa. And there was another one in South America. They cut them all down.
Mother suckers.
They still got some up, Chief.
Yeah, they do, but they not as old as those were. Those were the oldest trees on earth.
But they still look. They got one in Orlando and they got two in Miami. They can look up the K-pop tree. But go ahead though.
Yeah, but the ones that they cut down had so much ancestral memory. They was trying to destroy our connection to our ancestral memories. That's why they cut them down. Yeah, that's our story. That's the Atlantean story. That's how. Look, gold on Earth is unobtainium in the movie.
That's right.
Right. When they put on the Avatar suit, that was them being able to transfer consciousness from who they were looking like they do themselves into looking like one of us.
But they ain't us. Go ahead, Rod.
But they ain't us. Right? They just had the avatar. Right? But when they got in the physical form, they tried to hijack all of the avatars and create replacement avatars and capture us in those replacement avatars so we can't never be free on Earth.
Get out.
and then they got caught.
Get out, goddamn. Get out.
And
Goddamn
then
it,
they
boy.
got caught. That good enough answer. I don't want to go into
Oh,
too
hell
long
yeah,
on it.
yeah, yeah. We ain't gotta go too long. Go ahead. I just wanted to see what you got on it. Now you just gave me a whole bunch in that short fucking period of time.
Yeah, man, we appreciate it because you're giving us a lot of stuff to go research. Goddess Tara, she from the West Coast. She putting on for the Council of Khalifa. Goddess Tara, how you doing? And what question you have for the chief? Tell everybody. Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, everybody. My name is Atari. Listen, I have to start snacking because you guys were talking about all these sacred sites and places, and you got to understand that as someone who is very connected to the grid, y'all started talking about the sites. I started going to the sites. And so the energy was like started drawing in, and I was like, I have to start snacking. It was, we went through I went through a whole activation. The energy just kept pinging because y'all kept talking about it. I was like, okay, we here. Okay, we here. This shit went crazy. And let me tell you how aligned we were. Rod said Chronos at exactly 7:21 Pacific Standard Time. And what is today? Motherfucking 7:02. That's how aligned we are. So my name is Atari Elohim. I am from California. I am Queen Khalifa. I do have the plan for California. I'm gonna be moving to LA soon, so we can start to tackle y'all know what's going on in Hollywood. I do work the ley lines. I have been to Egypt, and the energy and the work that I've been doing this past year was to help heal the space-time continuum by basically learning quantum physics and being able to recode as a Time Lord, as one of the original architects of time. And so I had to go through a whole bunch of levels of multi-dimensional mystery schools. I had to pass like a whole bunch of tests. I've had to go heal ancient grid sites. I'm talking about the entities was attaching to me, and I had to learn how to fight that shit off. I've been closing portals. It's been a journey. It's been a journey this past year. So I love it because now I feel like we're finally getting to where we're a vibrational match with other people. We're getting with the other people that are a vibrational match to us because we've been solo for so long. So now we can finally fucking talk regular and motherfuckers be able to understand us. Because it's like we wouldn't be able to go out in regular society and be able to carry this high frequency. But that's also something that we do have to do. Like, we can't dumb ourselves down when we go out into society, because even though people around us may not understand what we're saying, as long as we keep the frequency high, that is going to it's going to basically attack their heart chakra. And it's going to attack, I don't want to say attack, but it's going to absorb it in their heart chakra and their third eye. They may not get it, but their soul gets it. This shit gonna download into their mind, and then it's gonna help their awareness. So when we go outside, we can't. I know it's hard in these communities, right? Because we're all so spread out. But we have to. When I go out and I'm with family or people who are not as high vibrational as I am, honestly, y'all, I just start talking regular. Like, I just have to start talking regular now. Like, if shit looks fucked up, I'd be like, y'all, this shit is fucked up. Like, I have to, because it is. I have to keep speaking the truth. And when we see that, we know in our heart this shit is fucked up and all this shit is a motherfucking illusion. And they doing all this shit on the world stage to keep you, still trying to keep you programmed, even though it's pointless. It's pointless because we already fucking won. So they're going to keep trying to keep you caught up in the illusion when the only thing that you need to be doing is activating yourself, getting your plans together. How are you going to build your empire? And what exactly is your mission?
That's it.
What you got to figure out. In order to pass this motherfucker, you got to figure out what the fuck you came here for. You got to pass. We are the masters of the universe. We are the original architects of time. And motherfuckers need to start architecting their life. Because
Now,
we
so
literally have to transmute that new timeline energy to where we got to go after in 2043. We ain't got
that's
no time to
exactly
waste.
that's
We
exactly
really
why I
don't.
told
We
brother.
really don't. We have to rebuild whole communities. There's a lot of fucking work we gotta do.
But look, sorry,
That's
that's
all I got.
exactly why I told brother Rich. I told brother Rich last night. A lot of people not gonna make it because don't nobody want to do the work part because we suffer from pseudo slave syndrome. We so worried about doing some damn work that we won't even work to improve ourselves. They're not gonna make it. Then some of them so entitled they think that they're just supposed to get stuff. Just give it to me, cause I'm me. Ain't did no work, So that's the biggest obstacle most people gonna face. And you absolutely right. Rakim got a verse in one of his songs. He say, uh, uh, the brother said, he says, stop. A brother said, dig him, I never dug him. He couldn't follow the leader long enough, so I drug him. So sometimes we be dragging people along and they be stumbling and falling, but sooner or later they get to running with.
Somebody must try to call Roy. Hold on just a second, y'all. Hey, hit that like, hit that
Yeah.
subscribe button, y'all.
Yo, got us a chart. You got anything else before I rotate?
Yeah, I was at the cemetery yesterday. We did do an activation yesterday starting 7/1. So we are in the patriotic month, right? So we're transmuting the energies of 7/1, 1771. So we're in galactic portals for the transmission to alchemize the energy of the past for the future, right? So and we're in this is the fucking patriotic energy we in, right? So there's like yesterday was 7/1, and my sis actually is anchoring the energy from my sis Offset is anchoring the energy in Atlanta right now, and she's going to be doing a ritual tomorrow, and then she has to go to the DMV. So it's going to be some governmental energy that's going to be coming through that we're cycling through, right? So yes, and then today is 1772, the tetrahedron. So that's sending the 1772 energy, and we're starting the flow of the government energy. So I feel like what's going to happen is a lot of shit, because we're freeing up the energy, right? So I think a lot of things are going to start coming to light with the government, right? Because we're freeing up the energy in the field. 1771, 1772, 1773. Like tomorrow is the energy of the 1773 and the golden ratio, right? So then we have 1774, the energy of what happened in 1774. Then you have the 47th president. Then you have 1947. So all of this history energy that's been going on is getting cycled through. 1775, 1776, 1777, and then I think it's gonna close it up on 7/9, because 7/9 is the gate code for the Stargate Lake Titicaca in Peru, and that's where I sit all my energy through. So this whole month is going to be activating, but specifically like this week, and because the numbers and the patterns keep on repeating, it's going to keep this month is going to clear out a lot of energy. So especially for, Turtle Island. So that's all I got.
Yes, I'll bring you right back. All right, got it.
Hey, Rod, tomorrow we're gonna be sending final notice to all the banks on the land. When I tell you it's a final notice to all the banks. Y'all better get y'all money out their bank, y'all. We're sending final notice to all banks tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We're gonna, it's over with for them. Once I put that tomorrow, once we put that up.
Y'all better jump on that silver. I don't know why they be playing David and Goliath. You know what I'm saying? He took him out one little stone. That stone was hematite. But okay, how low silver is right now, and the pullback on silver can only if they go any lower than now, it's free. So that's pullback. That silver about to take off, man. That's best. Hey, silver about to take off. What's up, Hawk? Did you have anything for Chief before we get out here? You on mute,
brother?
Yo, tell him where you from, guy.
No, I'm good with any further questions, man. I appreciate Young Elders and Rod's answers tonight. So I think it clarified a lot of things for a lot of people. So just to keep things straight. So I definitely appreciate it. Yeah.
This brother, me and him be doing a lot of artifact hunting and everything else. So he's up there in Texas. Speaking of which, Rod, we found this right here at an antique shop. I was asking you about it the other day, and I didn't know if I wanted to create with it, but I saw it on one of your last videos when you're breaking these things down, these symbols, and how important it is, right? This one and this one right here. Can you break down what these are? Hold on.
Yeah, that's the pyramid. Yeah, that's the ancient Arabic order nobles and mystic shrine. This is also Shriners. This is the see that sword over their head? Hold it back up, son.
Yeah. You can hear me?
Hold it back up. Now, this is a secret keeper. That's got a sword is over the head. That's a secret keeper. Now pull up the other one because that's also the shrine, but it's not from the secret keeper. Flip it around. You see that? The sword is over the pyramid. It's not over somebody's head. And the owl is sitting on the right. The owl is a totem animal, right? The camel is native over here, right? Then you got the crescent moon under the bottom, but you got the sword over the crescent moon. They talking about moon magic. The sword is over the moon magic, which is the feminine magic, right? So they telling you that they trying to cut off the feminine magic, right? But they doing it with rituals. This is that look like a pocket watch.
It do some kind of. It opens up. It's not a watch inside. It's some kind of a supreme. Sure. You know, we find all sorts of little coins or whatnot.
Oh yeah, that's a locket. It holds like pictures and stuff.
So I know me and Young Elder were having a conversation, and we were talking about taking back our symbols and everything else. Now, is this something we take back, or this wasn't ours?
Look, we can use any symbol that we understand. If you don't understand it, you shouldn't use it. Any symbol that you understand and you know what its purpose is for, you can use it. Any symbol you don't know what it means and what it's for, and you try to use it may cause you problems because you don't know what it's for.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get artifacts like that, you need to have them in the window sitting in the sun on a bed of salt for several days in order to get whatever work they did with them off of them. Right? So you let it sit where it can get sunlight and moonlight and leave it in there for several days right in the window to cleanse it.
I shall say.
Lay it on the bed of salt. And if you think about it every day, once a day, just go through and sage that mug while it's cleansing to add some extra potency to the cleanse and instill intentions with the sage of what you're going to use it for. But make sure you know what it means before you use it. So do your due diligence to research it, and then you can benefit from it.
Look, Rod, you already know you've been over here before. I be getting the artifacts. Sometimes I just get them because I know it means something to somebody in the tribe. I got some more statues and all sorts of different kind of statues. If it got our face on it, got one of our goddesses on it, or matriarch statues, I just grab it and then I do the research on it later on and put it where it need to be.
Look, what you actually need for what the work you do you actually need a room with a sky dome and a table that's sitting under it that's covered in sea salt. And every time you get new artifacts, before you do anything with them, leave them on there to cleanse them for a couple days. Get used to cleansing stuff because you're passing that energy and you don't know what you pass.
You're right. You're right. Okay. You remember that coin? We found a coin with what was that? Queen Elizabeth on it, the original Queen Elizabeth.
Right.
The more it was a black woman. It was a black woman, but I got excited because when I got it, I'm like, wait, if this Queen Elizabeth, and I was like, yo, I brought it back. I was like, yo, Hawk, look, we got us something here. And Hawk was like, yeah, I don't think you want that.
Right. That probably had about, a bunch of bad vibes on it, so you didn't want that at all. You had to put a lot of salt on that one before you tried to use that one.
No, we wanted to put it where it needed to be put.
Right.
Yo, I serve and I am a service, man. Yo,
I do want to say one thing just real quick, if you don't mind. Just a quick second. We've been saying for a while, get on your green stones. We do our crystal thing, right? So, Rod mentioned the other day about the Schumann resonance. I'm talking about, I've always talked about grounding. So I just want to reiterate that this is a time for the love energy. Get on your green stones, you know what I'm saying? Heal your wounds, deal with that, so you can be lighthearted. Now's the time for truth, speaking up, and you definitely want to be centered, be balanced, because it's all about the heart. The name of the show tonight is the tetrahedron, and the center of that, of the Merkaba, is right at the heart. It's all about right now. It's all about the heart. Keep that in mind. Keep that love energy, ground. And I just want to say that to be sure that we're on time.
Man, we the sons of the green, man.
That's right. We got to have it.
Man, I appreciate you, Chief. Somebody say, Chief Rod, what rituals should the divine feminine do on the 4th? That's a damn good question.
They should do whatever rituals that their spirit guided to do, and they shouldn't ask no men, and only ask the other sisters what they should be doing in order to activate the highest frequency of divine feminine energy possible.
Yo, Chief, we were having a conversation one time, and remember we were saying about the 4th of July. I'm not sure if it's Sophia. I think I said that for lack of a better word, but we say on the 4th of July, while they're shooting firecrackers, there's actually an entity coming down to a lower realm, a lower realm to communicate with us. But many people out there shooting firecrackers trying to scare it off. That's their whole thing. They said they rituals or they holidays on top of our holy days. Now, instead of shooting firecrackers off, I would say especially on the 4th, play you some music, some real motivational music that touch your soul. You know what I'm saying? Music is the highest frequency. They know that. That's why they hijack the music. But go out there and dance. That's the ritual right there. Go listen to some music and dance. I know Rod say don't listen, but yo, go dance and listen to your favorite frequency and tune in.
I ain't gonna never tell nobody don't listen to music because I've been listening to mine. I don't give a fuck what you got to say about it. Hey, look, I ain't no Christian, but I'm gonna listen to my gospel music. I'm gonna listen to my old Motown music. I'm gonna listen to my rock and roll, my country music, my rap music, and my jazz. Ain't nobody gonna stop me from listening to my music. That's just not gonna happen. So for you to think I'm gonna tell somebody else don't listen to some music, you got another thing coming, my brother. I'm telling everybody, look, music makes the heart merry.
Yeah. You got to do whatever makes you get on that frequency. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
That's right.
I was just saying the same thing last night. I had look, the Schumann resonance is doing something to me. I said, I don't know what this Schumann resonance is doing, but it got me feeling all Michelle A in my heart. And then I posted it. And in the song, I was something in my heart. It's got me hooked on you. I was like, oh shit, I don't know what this shit is, but it's for no reason. Just because. So I was like, I don't know. I ain't got nowhere to share this shit. Ain't nowhere to spread it or nothing. It's just in there. Like a music, like a song be stuck in your heart.
Right.
I mean, in your ear, you be hearing that song all day. That's why Michelle A been singing out my chest for a whole week.
Yeah, that resonance been kicking. It's been kicking, man. Yeah.
I'm
Go ahead.
something about that jazz and stuff, man. We got to get back into that old school jazz and blues.
Oh man.
Everybody owe Michael Jackson an apology. We got to step into that Michael Jackson. They were putting the frequency out there for us.
Hey, look, I just posted in my story on Instagram. They dug Michael Jackson's body up 17 years later. It wasn't nobody.
Wow.
Remember I told you earlier that Mike was in the Philippines?
Yeah, hey, look, I got a video. I got a video of him. I don't know if you sent me that video or not, Ross. Somebody, yeah, you might have sent me that video.
I probably sent it to you.
Yeah, I got a video of him. They caught his ass, and then his security guard tried to chase the dude down and still get the camera back.
That's why I sent you.
Look, he went to
sound crazy. As soon as
he went to his son Blanket birthday party dressed like one of the characters from one of his videos.
Yep.
And in the video, the character that he was dressed at on the boat, he played that character in the video.
Wow.
You might do one on comeback on that one.
Look, Mike bought another mansion in Montana in the middle of nowhere. Like you can't even get up there. And then he got security out there that's gonna catch you before you get to the mansion, right? And everybody was trying to figure out how they was gonna get to the mansion to see if Mike was really there. Prince got one in upstate Minnesota. Everybody think he did too, so you know, they can believe it if they want to. Never let the elevator take you down. Oh no, shit! Let's go crazy up in this one.
I gotta write that down. Or wreck dog.
Yeah,
man.
I'm talking about.
Most definitely appreciate you tapping in with us tonight. They talk about the Clone Wars. That's a whole nother episode. When we start talking about the Clone Wars, I know y'all were breaking down the last couple of days of both y'all shows about the Cabbage Patch Kids. But now that we know, ain't no sense in trying to debate with people and try to, explain things. We know who we are, so we got to act accordingly. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Everybody not a clone. Like the dude that's the Dave Chappelle right now, that's a lookalike. That's not a clone. Right? He won a lookalike contest and a comedy contest. That's why he get to play Dave Chappelle, because he was good. But that's not Dave Chappelle. His sense of humor not the same. His joke style not the same. His appearance not the same. His head shape ain't the same. His ears ain't the same. But it's enough where people don't question it because they look close enough to him. Not to mention he 100 pounds too heavy.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get on Jamie Foxx in. We're going to talk about it. Go ahead and talk about it. Talk about Jamie Foxx. He missing the whole tattoo on his head.
Hey, look. They told us when they switched Jamie out. They said that when he was in the hospital. That they were switching him out. So that wasn't no secret. They said that Jamie Foxx
he looked shorter too.
Yeah, they said Jamie Foxx gonna come back totally different than what he was before because he had a stroke. He's in Valhalla with Charlie Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
You know Valhalla is a witness protection island, right?
Yeah, you know about that, Rod? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I seen that too. I say, oh yeah, hey, and it ain't the killing part about it is pale faces that's busting them niggas.
Nah, here go the kicker. The Coors commercial did a whole commercial series on the dead celebrity island.
Damn, I'm gonna go.
Wow.
These suckers.
Look, go back and look. They got Tupac on the island. They got Brandon Lee on the island. It's a whole bunch of dead celebrities. That's in different videos from them sitting on the beach drinking. I think it's Corona.
Wow.
Go look it up. Hey, look, you're gonna be dying laughing when you see it. You're gonna be like, all these motherfuckers ain't dead.
They wagged the dog, man.
Yeah. I gotta see.
Hey,
that.
look. Remember, the last image we seen of Lisa Luppi was the back of her phone said Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean? Do you remember the jingle from Coca-Cola?
Which one?
Coke adds life to everything that's nice. You're living life so nice. Coca-Cola.
That last part sounds familiar. That last part, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
Go back and listen to the Coca-Cola commercial because it's telling you she's living her life just as fine as Coca-Cola.
Mm.
Sabi didn't just have one rant. They think Sabi, look, Dr. Sabi down there right now dying laughing because we ain't never, no, Dr. Sabi ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
But he had to be, they had to fake his death in order to keep Left Eye and Aaliyah safe.
Right, because she on the ranch.
Yeah, Left Eye sent for Aaliyah. They said, "Hey, girl, you crazy." She said, "You got to come with me." Pac said, "You got to come with me, girl." And I'm over here, I'm dying laughing because like I'm reading all of the codes, right? I'm over here dying laughing. I'm like, this nigga Tupac something different.
You always been.
Right. He's this talking about high level alchemist.
Right.
So look, so I'm sitting here looking at the code, right? I watched Nip go back to Eritrea and everybody think he did.
That's the wildest thing ever.
Look, Kobe had 5 different news channels had 5 different live action crashes of Kobe Bryant with 5 different helicopters. Make this shit make sense.
Yeah, that was real funny when that happened. Yeah, the way that happened.
And not to mention,
they even made a pre-Samson, what you call it? That cartoon. They made a cartoon before it happened.
Yeah,
The Simpsons.
Yeah. And then remember, remember when they first, for the whole first day they reported it, Rick Fox was on the plane with him. All of a sudden, Rick Fox is on an interview with fucking Shaq or somebody. I'm like, wait a minute, how this dead ass nigga get in the plane with Kobe? What happens?
Right.
All of a sudden, he ain't on the plane no more, on the helicopter no more.
Yeah. The whole footage and everything was fishy from the start. Yeah.
They like fucking with us, man.
You want to hear something funny about the Pac case nobody don't pay attention to?
What's that shit?
You remember something about the Pac case very few people pay attention to.
For sure.
Orlando had on a number 13 jersey.
Oh yeah.
When you look at the hospital footage, why the Outlaws wearing 13 jerseys?
Right. Yeah. I think I remember you saying that. Yeah. I heard you say that before. Yeah.
Go to Google, type in Tupac shooting the BMW from Tupac shooting.
Yeah.
Don't look at the car. Look at the background.
Okay. Yeah.
It's in Vegas. If you know about Hollywood, they have what they call multiple sets when they're making a movie.
Right.
It's multiple backgrounds. They can't all be the same car because the background different. Then if you pay attention, you're gonna find one car got gold rims, one car got chrome rims.
Yeah. Right.
I was you remember the picture of Suge and Pac in the last picture, supposed to be the very last picture?
Right.
And
where he looked
in the BMW.
Yeah.
Now,
when he looked up.
Now, everybody focused on a lot of stuff. Suge ain't got no keys in the car, and he looking frontwards, and Pac looking out the window. But if you look at the original picture down on the bottom right corner, the date say 9/8. Say 9/8.
Damn, I never noticed.
Now, if you go back and listen to his auntie, her name like Deborah Cox or something, I don't know, something Cox. Anyway, she giving the interview and she said they showed her the last picture of Tupac, and she said when she looked at it, she said, "My baby, all right."
That's wild. That's wild.
Look, crazy. Biggie told us in the Notorious K.I.M. song that that he was trying to make it. If he didn't, he was gonna fake his death. This is in the Little Kim song. Remember he used to write her lyrics.
Right.
And
Hey, while
then
we on the topic, Professor Small was on. I was talking to him. He said that Big, it was a couple people, Big, Tupac, Nas, a couple of different people coming together to start their own to get away from the Jews. They already knew what time it was with Khazaris. Michael Jackson told them. All the people told them. Guess what they said was the one that snitched on them and sold everybody out.
Jay-Z.
That shit crazy, man.
But listen, what's Jay-Z nickname?
Jigga.
Jigga. Do you remember? Do anybody know from the 70s what is a jigger?
I thought it was
Jiggers.
Yeah.
Jigger.
They was calling us jiggers, wasn't it, right?
A jigaboo or a
Nah.
dance?
You remember when they used to tell you to jigger the lot?
Oh yeah. Jiggle it a lot. Yeah. Jiggle it around.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I don't have no vested interest in Jay-Z whatsoever.
Right.
But when that number 7 took that knee, he showed up at the NFL and they was terrified that he came with that message he brought them.
Right.
And the only person I could think of that could have sent that message, outlaw.
I mean, y'all gotta have a conversation.
Yeah.
Now we supposed to get back into the juju. We supposed to get back into the, you know what I'm saying,
It is.
versions of black magic, juju, chaos magic, dragon magic, Ifa, voodoo, whatever we want to call it, right?
Yeah.
The thing, but then you turn around and say, "Oh, Jay-Z's into the black magic." So we like where's the line being drawn? Because once you realize for him to get to the success he was and to beat the different, you know what I'm saying, to be in the rooms that he was in, he had to protect himself a certain way. Now, once you get a certain amount of money, that says a lot about you where you keep doing certain things to make us look bad, i.e. Martin Luther, i.e. Jay-Z. But back to what I said, it's catch-22. Right now, we're supposed to get back into the juju, but then when you get back into the juju, everybody say, "Oh, you're Illuminati, you bad, you evil, and everything else." How you feel about that?
You talking to me or Rob?
Whichever one. Go ahead, guy.
I just want to say this to start this off. I'm glad this topic came up. I would like to actually discuss and clarify the difference between what we call dark magic, chaos magic, and black girl magic. Maybe we can start with the definition of magic as controlled thought to produce a result. Keyword result. What are the differences between those different names or labels for what we call in dark magic? We understand chaos magic is melanin, so let's put that on the table right up front, you know. But some, I think other communities get confused between the dark magic was chaos magic, you know. So we can feel comfortable with working some of that magic that we have. If you understand, overstand, anybody can take that lead.
Look,
Or
okay.
you can go ahead.
Let me go here first. So
Yeah.
chaos magic, right, is the study. It's a magic system developed from the study of melanin, right? Black girl magic is a totem system that the sisters used to use when they do magic with a partner. It's called black girl magic, which is symbolized by the owl, right? But it's coming forth from the earth systems of magic, right? The study of chaos magic is the study of dark matter, but the principles of chaos magic as a system is this. The first rule of chaos magic, if it don't work, don't use it. The second part of that same rule says a chaos magician only uses the magic that works. Right? So if it don't work, a chaos magician not gonna use it. Now, the second rule of chaos magic is you find the magic where it's at when you need it. That means if you are raised in a voodoo tradition, but you find yourself in the middle of India, you can use under chaos magic rules Hinduism. Right? Just long as you remember that you're using it because you're not where your magic from. Right? You using what work in their system to your design. Right? So chaos magic is governed by the 8-point star. The 8-point star represents the divine feminine. Right? So when we're looking at this stuff, you got masculine stars and feminine stars. 7-point star is masculine. 6-point star is masculine. 5-point star is feminine. Right? Then when we looking at the different symbolisms of different stuff, the different magic systems tell a foreign practitioner of chaos magic that if you use it this way, you can use it with your systems. A chaos magician learns that from practicing different disciplines of magic from different places because they're using what work and they can get it from any system. Right? The Heka system is the symbol for Heka is the field goal symbol in football. Right? That's the symbol for Heka. The Heka magic is the Kemetic ascension manual in order to secure the rightful heirs. Heka magic is designed for Heru to take his father's throne to become Osiris. But he not going to be Osiris the Leo. He going to be Osiris the hawk or the eagle or the Bennu bird. He's going to sit on his father's seat as the qualified replacement for his father. But remember, while he ascended to the throne, it's always an imposter on the seat. So that's the first thing he got to do is clear the imposter out. Then once the imposter is ousted from the seat, that leaves the seat wide open for the chosen son to ascend to the crown and become the king.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
There it is.
yeah, I'm gonna play a quick video.
So just to kind of summarize, would you say that then Black Girl Magic would be a subset of chaos magic? Since Black Girl Magic, is comes from
Well, that's okay. So Black Girl Magic is a chaos magician can use Black Girl Magic, but a Black Girl Magic is not very likely to use chaos magic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying in another way. Yeah.
Okay,
It's
now
kinda-
the Black Girl Magic itself is lending her psychic ability to somebody to show them something in the psychic realm for them to bring it back into the physical realm and understand what they're showing them. Right? The owl is a symbol because it's easiest to be done during the dream time, where Black Girl Magic can come in and she can guide your eyes through your dream and show you everything she's trying to show you.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna play a video real quick. Chief, hold on 1 second.
Made for good excuses, especially when an enslaved person had a pleasant view of their white enslaver. This is despite the poor conditions of slavery that bred a higher infant mortality rate, malnutrition, high blood pressure, unsafe conditions, overwork, and everything in between. Sickness and injury became so intertwined with alleged roots and negative energy that a former enslaved man and pastor, Irving E. Lowry, remarked that the slaves very often connected sickness and death with voodooism or conjuration. Early 20th century white supremacist and historian Murray Roberta Lockett Avery wrote, Negroes are not necessarily loyal as a race. They fear each other, dread covert acts of vengeance, and being conjured. Does this sound familiar? Just a little bit? While enslaved narratives offer conflicting views about the reality of conjuring beliefs were more common than not, and paranoia abounded. Lots of
What you got on that, Chief?
Hey, look, in the early Civil War era, go to Google and ask them, was conjure magic used in this fighting of the Civil War? Right? They're gonna tell you. Then ask them who used it. It's gonna tell you both sides, because we was fighting a conjure war. The George Washington Challenge is a two-sided conjure war that Noble Drew Ali created to more science simple for us to fight in a single location. Draw us all into one place to fight the war in intelligence. It wasn't never supposed to be fisticuffs and blood and guts. It was supposed to be raising yourself to higher levels of thought, what they call adept chambers, right? To be the adept is to be proficient at something, functionally equipped, right? And then they tell you that in order to be a mastermind, you have to be able to fight at the realm of the mind. Read it, Elder. Don't show it this screen. We can't see it. Read it. You got to unmute, Elder, so you can read it. We can't see it.
Oh shit, my bad. Damn, I'm thinking I'm muted. God damn it. All right, so it says right here, it says, yes, conjure and folk magic and spiritual tradition, also known as hoodoo, was widely practiced and used during the Civil War. Enslaved and free African Americans, we know all about that terms, but it says enslaved and free African Americans used the blend of African spiritual traditions, herbal medicine, folk law to heal sick, protect them, and for against violence and secretly resist oppression. Right there. So there you go, right there.
Ask them, did the colonizers practice magic in the Civil War?
Yeah, it says right here, Roy. It says the soldiers used the charms. They put witchcraft on the bullets, on their bullets.
And they hats.
It says dirty. They made dirty roots. They made lucky balls.
Right. That's talking about that's the stuff they said we was doing.
No, they said
what about the
the
yeah, colonizers?
Okay, all right. Let me type in colonizer. It says what type of conjure magic is in
politics.
Colonizer.
All throughout the islands, they using all the look, big juju. That's how they keep getting elected in certain places, man. It's big juju happening on both sides. Who gonna sacrifice the biggest animal? Shit, they say what's the name? In Cuba, Castro used to sacrifice a tiger and an elephant once a year. Big juju. Go ahead, young.
Do you know they use the Three Kings conjure? Go ahead,
they use right here, Raw. It says the Confederate soldiers use talisman magic. What the hell is it? Is that
talisman?
Okay. And
okay,
that's go ahead.
Okay, that's the Confederate soldiers, right?
Yeah.
Confederate is the South.
It says both.
Okay, there you go. Now we talking. Go ahead, Elder. Finish reading.
It says white colonizers and their descendants brought folk magic tradition from Europe. For instance, practitioners of powwow combined Christian prayers and charms to cure illnesses in both humans and livestock. It says magic was treated as a tool to gain control in an uncountable war zone. It acts as a supplement to traditional medicines and shields against the horror of battle. practitioners use specific. It's going into they was using the Bible. It says they was using the Bible as a part of their conjure. These colonizers. It says practitioners use the Bible. Yeah, man, they use the Bible as a part of their conjure, right? Well, we know that, but damn, they said they going out to say it, go on there to tell us. That shit, man, it ain't crazy. We knew that, but god damn, that shit crazy. It's crazy for them to go out and tell us. Like we know we was really trying to get at y'all like y'all was getting at us.
Bro, they came with their magic too. They ain't get, you know what I'm saying, without some juju on their side. Yo, Omek, yo, speaking of which, tell us a little bit about the you work with. And introduce yourself to the team.
What's over, y'all? Peace, Rod.
Peace, my brother.
Yeah, so repeat your question one more time.
So tell them where you're from. And tell the guy what kind of energy you work with.
I'm originally from Mississippi, but I've been in Virginia for about 7 years now. Mississippi clay dirt walking on the land, so but I be pretty much in my studies and in my books and everything. I just wanted to touch up on a few, of the topics that we was talking about tonight. For as the magic that they was using was our shit. They just told us to stop using it, So everything that they using it was originally our shit. Point blank period when it comes to that. The religion part, when it comes to it, that was the 3 degrees that we gave them. It goes back to the number 3. That's they number. That's what they want to keep you trapped into the infinity loop by keeping you in 1, 2, 3. So and then also we are the ancestors. When it comes to the beings, they are energetic on a higher vibration when it comes down to it. But we are the ancestors, And then on top of that, the Anunnaki didn't create us. We grew here on this planet. They created the Phoenicians. And then from the Phoenicians, they grafted what you call the Caucasian, what they call an Atomahu, when it comes to on that end. And also when it comes to the dragon energy, that's the Kundalini, that's the mummy water energy that you're trying to raise to your pineal gland. The pineal gland being your female principle of that's the throne of your mind. So when it comes to all of that, that lets you know how powerful the woman is. That's the who-he energy. That's the 2 principles. When it comes to the divine masculine and the divine feminine, that's your first principle parents. Your etheric, what they call your etheric parents. And and then we didn't call ourselves no God. We Natharu babies. We nature babies. We did God shit, and then them motherfuckers pretty much said, thou goes God. They're witnessing us do some magical shit, what they call a miracle, which is the mirror or the science of the pyramids. So they got all that shit from us, when it come down to it, But yeah, that's what I want to pretty much say about the whole situation, and just want to clear things up with that. So they got everything from us. It's about it's about returning back to us, going within, because the journey, like I said in the beginning, is within. They want you to use all this shit outside yourself, but the real power is with the mind and all the forces and the energy within you. You the damn universe incarnated, so you got to realize that and use those energies. That's what it's about.
Man, appreciation. We talk about this magic and juju and all these different things, not realizing it's in every tradition. It's most definitely in Islam. They talk about using jinn magic all the time. It's most definitely when you talk about that. I'm glad bro said about them 6 ethers. They created the 6 ethers. Like me and Zay were talking about it one time, Zay, and I was like, yo, we tapping into the Anunnaki. I don't even think that's our shit. When we really on some Omek shit, we really on some moose shit. You know what I'm saying? We on some planet cat, but that still goes back into we still part reptilian, we still part Nomo, etc., etc. So I still look at them in a little different way than seeing them all as disagreeables. But man,
So
yeah,
that was part of the great debauchery, though, when they was breeding those people and they was using sulfur melanin, right? And the sulfur is what used to give them that smell of wet dog. They don't smell like wet dog no more. They got a drop of blood because that's the only thing that can fix the genetic defects that the Anunnaki put in them. It's all the eugenics was written by Enki. It was a reverse psychology. When you read J. Rogers, Nature Knows No Color Rhyme, and Sex and Race, it gives you another understanding of what's taking place. Right? Remember, America is the great melding pot. What do you do in a melding pot? You blend metals at high heat and temperature. Right? You melt the metal down to this molten form and you pour it out into a mold, you form it into what you want to. Right? It's the great melding pot. God's crucible. The crucible is where you get the heat to melt the metal. So it's telling you that a human is being fashioned from something else into something else. And you ain't one of us unless you got a drop of that blood. Right? Remember, they got a one drop doctrine. Why do they have that doctrine? Because they needed a drop of blood in order to secure what's called ascension rights. If they don't assimilate the drop of blood in arts, entertainment, education, war, spirituality that they was given is called religion. That wasn't for us. Had nothing to do with us. And this is why we keep ending up on the short end of the stick everywhere, because everything that was created to fix the problem that was created by them, we took that shit to be our God and our light. That shit don't got nothing to do with us. Right? That's them. They needed religion because they had no understanding of culture. So you had to manufacture a culture, and then you had to name it something. If you look at the word religion, it's the Legion of Ra. Well, why would they call it that? Right? Then you got to go back to Hellenistic culture. Heliopolis, the city of the sun. Right? Well, what are they doing? They trying to get somebody that can only survive in the moon. The ability to survive in the sun. And the only way it'll work is they need a drop of the blood from the originals. They couldn't go nowhere because they was created here. Since they was created here, all of the royal families of the earth had to give up a drop of blood. How you think all them light-skinned people end up in China, Japan, Korea, India, Australia, all over the world? Where are they going? They going to get a drop of blood from wherever one of the earthborn royal families they can get it from. And then the Pope and the Crown of England gave them what's called fuck rights. Fornication under consent of the king gave them the free reign to rape who they wanted to. So that was a way for them to get their Y chromosome into the melanated bloodline. So then they had to change the beauty standard and tell us we can't have them so that they can get the drop of blood through the feminine line, off the masculine. But they had to get their drop of blood one way or another. And that's what the whole doctrine of racism was to enforce, them getting a drop of blood. The only way you can make a guy do something he don't want to do is to tell he can't do it. Tell me I can't do shit. I'm God, motherfucker. You gotta be twisted. Right? When they talk about the gods, they're not telling us that God is a troop, a soldier in a war. Because it's one of the tribes of Israel, Gad. In English, Gad is God. Right? So when you realize that part, and then you realize that the worship was the worship. and that the conjure was the Amen. And the only way to switch it up is to change it from Amen to Aten. From the secret to the known. You on mute, my brother.
No, man, I was just, man, taking it in. You already know I'm gonna put this on rewatch and study the video and everything. Naru, man, I appreciate you most definitely. We're gonna get you back. I just want to introduce you to the tribe one time. I know my schedule's been a little bit more condensed, so I'm trying to get everybody at one time. But I appreciate you. We got to get you back, man. You're a big time historian, and we respect all the work you've been doing for the tribe too.
Oh yeah, the most definitely. All it is. I appreciate you.
Green light, Chief.
All right. I do.
We can't get out of here without having some feminine energy in here tonight. Got her back on there. Yo, young elder, man, I appreciate you too, Chief, man. You always be holding me down. What you got going, and how can we support you, man? What you got going, and what message you got for the people tonight?
Hey man, me and Roy gonna be live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. We sending a final notice to the banks on Big Mama's land. We done with them. We done with their business. We don't want no more part. Cause it's the Ponzi scheme. We finding out it's a whole. We gonna get more into it tomorrow, me and Roy. But we found out it's been a Ponzi scheme the whole time. They've been running fractional reserve banking on us. It's pretty much it's a system that never ends. A system of debt that never ends, and we're gonna be giving strategies on how to end these guys tomorrow, man. We got some shit cooked up. Me and Roy gonna be live tomorrow, 9 o'clock. It's a final notice to all the banks on the land, the JP Morgans, all of them. We're gonna expose them tomorrow, man. Look, I'm telling you, man. Wait till you hear that AI. Hey, Roy, you gotta listen to that AI put out about the economic heat, man. Where it's gonna come out tomorrow at 3 o'clock, right? For the show, right? Check that tape out, cause it break in that tape. It break everything down in that tape, right? But then I got clips. They gonna go like that tape, just an overview on what we gonna go over, right? But we sending the final notice to the banks, man, tomorrow, man, on Big Mama land. They don't got no money. They don't got no legitimate wealth. These foreign banks, the JP Morgans, all these guys. And then Trump already, like Gerard just said, Trump already released the gold bill. So we going back to the U.S. Treasury first, and the U.S. Treasury really is Big Mama Treasury secretly. Well, they ain't no secret really. The motherfuckers that know, they know. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't no. It's secret to motherfuckers that gets when they see U.S. That's a business. That's a foreign corporation. They out. They've been out. So. Yeah, man, we ending their ass tomorrow, man, across the land, man. They finna start closing down one by one because people finna pull all their money out. And we about to go back to our credit unions. The credit unions ain't, and I'm not talking about imaginary money. I'm talking about Big Mama's bartering system. Because Big Mama, you can go get when back during our time, you could go get say 10, 15 watermelons, some corn, all that on credit from Big Mama. You ain't had to have make an exchange right there, and then we had trade points where you bring some and then you pick up some. Like say if you grow corn, I grow watermelon. Well, when you go when we meet up at the trade spot, you gonna drop some of your corn off. You gonna take some of my watermelon, and we're gonna exchange with the different formals on the land. So we going back to our system. So, like I said, tomorrow we ending their ass. It's a final notice to all the banks on the land that's been running fraud. We already got the Supreme Court. I got the Supreme Court cases where it proves that they've been running a fraud. It's already been ruled in the Supreme Court that the banks are fraud.
I shall say.
So we'll be putting that out tomorrow. It's 9 o'clock, y'all. Stay tuned.
Look, they gonna act like they surprised, but we've been telling them for how long, your elder? We've been telling them for how long, getting to the gold, getting to the silver.
Yeah, get back to the silver.
Now y'all hear him. Oh, all right.
Now, as the system get ready to close, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow. Keep a look in there so you can, you might have to advocate your shit because as the system go down. But don't have the law like you got 100,000 in your account. You crazy. Take that money and spend that shit. Spend it, man. Help some people out because because when the shit shut down and switch, they probably gonna convert that money over, but it's gonna be based on another thing. But you don't want to have to sit around waiting on all it because it's gonna take a little process as they convert over to the new currency. We're not gonna be on fiat currency no more. Fiat currency is dead. It's like a system that's a never-ending system, or a hamster wheel. It's a fucking hamster wheel, pretty much. Their banking systems is a hamster wheel. That's what it is. You never get out of no count. We never get out of off that wheel if we still. And all we got to do is don't participate in that game, and making the people aware of what the mechanism of this shit is going. That's gonna shatter. That's gonna be the first shattering of their whole, their whole game, man. Making people completely aware on how the banking fraud and how the mortgage frauds and all this shit is ran. Dead pledges. Go ahead though.
Listen,
I want to talk.
They're not gonna have to take their money out the bank like that. They're gonna have to take some out because the bank's gonna be closed for a period of time,
Right.
so they can have
That's what I meant to say, right? That's what I meant to say.
some liquid cash. But look, they got what's called reverse ATMs. So all them people that got fiat currency under their mattress and shit, they'll be able to take it to the reverse ATM, load the money in, they put the money on a card, right? And then once the money on the card, you can either use the card like a debit card, or you can go to the new ATM and get the new currency out with the same card. That's the buyback incentive to get the old currency out of circulation. Right? So they setting them up now, and people making a big deal out. The cashless society, I'm over here dying laughing. I'm like, they don't even know that's the buyback method for people with dirty money to clean their money up. That's the easiest way to clean your money up. Illegal. Because they can't trace it beyond what you put in that machine is what's on that card. When you spent it off that card, it's spent. Right? Because they had to figure out a way to reduce the amount of suffering on the people who's trying to get rid of the old fiat money and get pulled into the gold standard. So you got a lot of people hustled in the 80s, 90s, the early 2000s, even further back than that in some families. They got sizable portions of cash stashed away. It's going to be worthless after a while. So they use the reverse ATM to allow them to clean that money up.
Man, we got some money right now.
We gonna go tomorrow on it, Roy. I'm telling you, I got some 5 clips. I got that show gonna be lit.
Look,
we gonna hit their ass tomorrow.
Yo, we were just on with Goddess Mama Kali yesterday, right? We were just on with Brother Bilal recently. They got land invest in seeds. Right now would be a great time. I mean, right now, water is a great investment. Things that purify, right? Great investment. With AI, water the way it's messing it up. Like everybody said, we put a mother.
AI is not messing up water.
We'll see.
The data centers is a psychological operation. That's it. It's a psychological operation, and they're gonna never be a shortage of water. If they needed to cool them machines down that bad, they'd have built them in the Antarctica or in the North Pole. They wouldn't even put them nowhere where they need water like that. That's retarded.
Right.
Now, but they saying, look, a lot of people talk about how they put it in the black communities. What is that about?
The data centers is really a thing of the past. But listen, if they running the play, they on offense. The quarterback called the play. Water shortage is the play. We on defense. All we got to do is don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. But they really trying to create a condition where they could put water on the stock market. They don't even know the stock market already closed. They phantom trading on the stock market. They can change the numbers to whatever they want. They fraud them. BMW, black man working.
preparation for performance. Get you some livestock. Get you a couple chickens, man. Get you some animals. Get you some plants. Plant you some okra, potatoes, simple shit. You know what I'm saying? Some things you could trade. You can't talk about barter and trade if you ain't got nothing to barter or trade. Goddess Atare, which you got for us? Gracious with some last words to get out there.
Let's see. So yesterday I had to attend a funeral, and I got a transmission and I decoded it on my page, and basically I got confirmation, and this is gonna feed into what Rod and Young Elder is gonna do tomorrow. I forget. Oh, at the time at 2:48. And it was 84 degrees. I seen a license plate that said fraud. So that was my confirmation because I was born on the 24th in 84. So it's microcosm for me because they got me 400 bands and the court case and everything. But on the macrocosm, it's the purity of the war on fraud and all the fucking fraud, right? So this is going to muster up a lot of free energy. So now is the time to really anchor in your wealth, right? Because we're freeing up the money. We're freeing up the wealth codes. So definitely make sure and rest, because I had to do so much rest. I had to lay in, if you can, like you need to do days to help you anchor the energy. I had to lay in the bed some days because the energy would come and I can't do anything but lay there and anchor it. Because what happens is if your auric field is not healed and you receiving these light codes without actually anchoring them into your Earth Star chakra, you going back out there and you basically reabsorbing some more motherfucking negative energy. So you have to anchor in the new codes and rest. A lot of people are so much into the physical, working out and doing all this. You got to motherfucking sit down. Like, this is the time where you got to sometimes put the physical to the aside so you can work on your mental health. And so you can clear out all this fucking distortion. Like, the level of programming is so distorted. Like, on some real shit, I be outside. I'm like, y'all, this shit. I be talking to the ancestors, and they be like, I know. Because this shit looks fucking crazy, y'all. And on some real shit, like, I have to keep telling myself, and what I want to tell people is that we deserve better. We deserve better, right? We're better than this. We're better than this, and we have to fight this shit off. But you got to have your fucking DNA activated, because the only way you can really fight it off is being in your true Elohim authority. A lot of motherfuckers is doing the work, but they're not totally cleared out, right? And so then you absorb more energy. Then that's when all your projects and your ideas is all fucked up and distorted. So y'all be going off at this house. I've been going off at this house because I'm so serious about this, because it hurts my heart, right? To go out and just to see everything and to really see it for what it is and how distorted it is, how fucked up they got us. It's a lot. It's a lot. So this is why I be so, y'all know the segment energy is fucking passionate, right? I'm gonna bring that motherfucking fire. I don't know what else to do. This is me. This is me. This is me. I got the heat because I got to bust down the corruption. Peace and blessings to everybody.
If y'all want
to new timelines, okay?
If y'all want to subscribe to the sister page, I got the link in the descriptions to her Instagram and her YouTube channel, and the links in the descriptions. Yes, all you got to do is check the descriptions. You can go subscribe to her channel and to her Instagram. We got that in the links. And y'all, send Raw Hayes some donations and Risha Stone. I've been dropping the Cash App in the chat, y'all. That's the Risha's right there. I don't got the sisters Cash App.
Honestly, I
This shit
just
though.
want everybody to follow me because I do the quantum decodes, right? I'm doing the lay work. I'm sending the codes through the Golden Gate. I'm sending out activations, right? We're still, even though the time matrix is healed, we still have to continue to alchemize this energy and to get this fucking satanic ass shit out of here because it has people fucked up, right? So my journey is crazy, and so I'm going to be documenting more of my journey, and especially as I go out to Hollywood, because y'all know what time it is. This shit is going to get revealed. And so with my energy going, I mean, the ancestors, everybody fucking knows. I did a decode on the earthquakes. Cabo San, my last name is Lucas. There was an earthquake motherfucking 46 miles away from Cabo San Lucas in a city named El Progreso, which means progress. They know I'm fucking coming out there. I keep telling them, y'all better get motherfucking ready because I'm closing these time rips, these rips in the motherfucking multiverse. There's basically how they've been seeping in. And now that the motherfucking CERN is cut off, now we're in our full authority because they're not allowed to bring everything through there no more. So listen, I'm ready because this is my missionary work. And so like, I'm in my mission now. I'm in my mission. Spirit is like, you did all the mental. Now I got to get back to the physical and start actually doing it out there on the grid where y'all know what's going on in Hollywood. I appreciate y'all.
You know what I think need to be going on in Hollywood? Burn Hollywood, burn. I smell a riot going on. First you're here, then you're gone. I'll check out a movie, but it'll take a black one to move me. Hollywood need to burn.
Hey, fight the power.
We got to fight the powers that be. Hey, but a lot of people want to resist and put up a resistance to the system, but it's three things that get in there. One, they scared because every time they see somebody step up, they see them get cut down. So they scared of that fact. Nobody wants to step out and take and risk it all to try to help us as a collective. So everybody starts going to rugged individualism that isolates you from the community. And then we always did everything with a community, right? So once they get done doing that part, getting us to focus only on ourselves, then the rest of it is easy, right? So we had to be aware of the strategies that they use against us. Atari, don't take nothing too serious with you, because if you do, you're going to drive yourself insane. Use your sense of humor in your downtime. Look at comedy, laugh, because that's going to help you to purge that negative energy that agitates you. You got to use comedy. It took me a long time because I used to hear a good joke like, so it took me a minute to get on to the sense of humor thing as a counterbalance to the raw rage. Cause I ain't got no problem going up in somebody's grill on the short notice. I'm like, well, what you do too close? catch 10, 210 to the chin. So
Hey,
this is
10
what,
pigs with a fry.
yeah. So hey, but if you use the comedy and then you use the music, don't listen to rap. Listen to jazz and classical to bring your energy back to the center. That'll help you get a long way without the people, because most people don't realize that they going along to get along as niggas. They don't even know. They think they rebels in their heart because they root for the villain or the long shot in the movies, the underdog. Since they root for the underdog in the movie, they think that make them, yeah, we rebels. They not rebels. They go along to get along gang. It's only a few rebels for real, and then there ain't supposed to be a whole lot of them because we just supposed to fix the problem and get out the way everybody else living their life. You on mute, Stone. You're still on mute.
I said, yo, speaking of which, Sister Mara Marshall just hit me up, and she gonna be on the show sometime next week. And she was talking energy of she ready to retire, she getting tired, so I really want to get everybody ready to come on and give her a big boost of energy. You know what I'm saying? She's a great matriarch. And send her some good business, send her some good vibration. But I'm most definitely gonna try to bring her on with Young Elder and everything, and some of these goddesses to raise her vibration and raise all the vibration for real. Unity, everything. What's that, Chief?
Listen, the elders is tired. They've been doing this work longer than us. She earned her right to go retire on her terms. It don't mean she is down in her energy or none of that. That means that whatever it is that she see a viable and competent successor ready to pick up the torch and continue to fight so she can sit down and rest now. Because before that, she would not sit down and rest.
No.
It's not in her nature. If you don't believe me, ask her what I'm telling you. She know who's going to stand up in her absence to continue to teach along the lines that she teach, even if she haven't mentioned it to nobody, because now she's seeing that it's a chance to retire. It's the same with Taj. I told Taj I came so that when I get done with my work, he can go sit back on the beach and get his toes sucked if he wants to. He earned it.
Yeah, I see.
He earned it. All these elders that been putting in the work and keeping the fight going, passing the baton to the next generation, we the elders now, so we the ones got to step up and fix the fucking problem that's was left for us to fix, because we the only ones that was going to be equipped to fix it, because they had to go through it first. They had to go through the problem, examine the problem from multiple different angles, and then pass the information to the next generation. And now we see what the problem is, the solution is, and how to reactivate everything and how to put the world back in its proper perspective, in its proper order. All you got to do is restore the matriarchy, and we have heaven on earth again. I don't even know why that's hard to understand.
That's why that's why I keep trying to bring her out. Well, she hit me up. She was like, "Yo, this about to be our last show." That's why I say the energy part is more like I still, for everything they have been through, everything they've done, I want to bring them out and give them their flowers now type. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people might not.
But that's a whole different thing. Giving them their flowers, you can give them their flowers now after they retire. You know what I'm saying? You have all the time to give them their flowers, but you got to understand what she's telling you, along with her announcing that she's thinking about retiring. That means she got a prospect that she's watching. That if she stepped down from doing what she's doing, she know that the work will continue until the finish.
That's see.
Right? That's all we can do is make room for the next person to come in, pick up where our struggle fell off, and continue to fight. And everybody be talking about being a revolution. I'm not a revolutionary. I'm an insurrectionist. I'm a rebel. Right? I'm a resistance operative. I ain't going in circles. Fuck a revolution. I'm not going in circles. I'm a rise up. Like what's her name? Andrew Day. I'm a rise up.
See, that's
I'm not finna be.
Man.
I'm not finna be doing all that dancing around in the circle shit, shuffling the problem around to the next motherfucker in the circle till they find out who can't hold this hot ass rock no more. I ain't got time for that. That's too much wasted energy. I'm not a revolutionary. I don't advocate revolution. I advocate insurrection, rebellion, uprising. Right? But I also advocated with intelligence, because my chief told me it's a mental game. So we brain banging. We ain't gang banging no more. We don't need no guns in the street. We need some brothers in the library. That's my instructions I was given. So I went to the library and dug up the lies. And now I told y'all where they was all hid. And they mad about it because they lost, we won. And I don't give a shit how they feel.
That's why I be needing to blow the damn screen up. That was a whole quote right there. They could have clipped that for days.
That was giving me a headache. I was trying to go along with it, but I was kept fucking with something going on with my eyes. I'm getting an upgrade, right? I'm
Yeah.
seeing an image. I'm seeing an image out in front of me, a holographic image, but my brain haven't learned how to see it yet. So it's like, you ever see those? You see the Terminator when he had that thing pop up in his vision, and he see the metrics and stuff in his vision. It's kind of like that, but it's a little circle that plays out. It looked like it's something going on in there, but I haven't trained my brain
That's
how
how
to
it
see it
looked
yet.
when they came and got me. I seen them coming. They came and got me when I was. They did when I got my upgrade 2 weeks ago when I was in the forest, and I could see the holographic-y, but I didn't think it was like happening right now. I thought it was a future projection. No, they fucking took me.
Yeah, so that's there. So everybody getting different upgrades, right? And a lot of us don't realize that that's why a lot of people being fatigued. You can't upgrade while you're awake. You have to go into stasis. Because when you're in stasis, your whole repair network operates. If you wanted to study more, you got to do is study bodybuilders. Hey, Elder, Google this. Why do bodybuilders sleep so much? And then read that to the people, and I'm going to drop the mic.
Man, appreciate you, T. Appreciate your Atari putting on for the West Coast for us. The West Coast Connection. Young Elder for sure.
She almost made me get beside myself.
Bodybuilders sleep up to 10 hours a day to maximize muscle growth. When they lift weights, their muscles get thinner, thin tears. Sleep is when the body enters repair mode. It fixes their tear and makes muscles bigger and stronger. That's what they say about it. It says they sleep to maximize. It says to pretty much repair, to go into repair mode.
Yeah, because you can't do it while you're awake. You have to be in stasis. That's a carryover from the sarcophagi. We didn't need sleep. We'd be up for 2-3 years at a time. We start feeling some kind of ways funny. We just go lay in the sarcophagi and go into stasis, and then the body repairs itself, and we get back out the sarcophagi. And now they call it the med bed.
I remember.
Now they call it a med bed or a healing pod. And you got different levels of med bed too.
I see.
These bodies ain't supposed to die in 120 years. These bodies is what they call perpetual motion machines. They supposed to be eternal. But when they strip back the cover on the telomeres, that restricted the ability for the DNA or the genes to replicate without losing parts. What they call it in the blood, free radicals. Parts of the DNA break off, be flying through your bloodstream, right? And then the part that broke off caused that gene, that one to mutate. And when it mutated, it started building the cluster of mutated cells around it. They call that cancer.
So death is cancer, pretty much.
No, that's how cancer is created. No, death is is hypoxemia. Everybody that died from a condition called hypoxemia. That means the oxygen is not getting to the organs in the body and they shut down. Look it up. Hypoxemia. HYPOX. Yeah. It's the body. If the lungs stop breathing, it can't get blood, and the heart stop pumping, you can't get blood in. Eventually, the brain shut down. If the brain stop, it doesn't tell the heart to pump or the lungs to breathe. So then the body shut down from suffocation. Suffocation is the true cause of death for everybody that died.
Even if they got shot, in a way.
Yeah, because if you get shot, whatever the damage is, causes the body's organs to shut down and start losing blood, you losing oxygen.
It's just like having a spacesuit on in space and getting a hole in it.
Yep.
Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. We've been on here for a little minute. Hey, man,
All right.
appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Man, work y'all thumb sucker, man. Hit that like button, man. Tap in with us and like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit.
Hold on. I can't let you drive past that. I need you to say that one more time. They just said, what chakra?
Got to work that thumb sucker, man. Man, to the guy.
I had to have you repeat that because I know a lot of people didn't catch it the first time. So I had to have you repeat.
Work that thumb
What
chakra.
happened to you showing us your jewelry?
Oh man, we're gonna do a special time for that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we talk about, making money. Other times we talk about what's going on the land right now. I'm glad that everybody got, you know what I'm saying? We really only talk about the money to get where we be used as a tool to what we need.
Yeah,
But
but it's still education. It's education on the stones.
Gotcha. This a piece I worked on right now. See, look. I'm doing different kind of things with the brass, especially with the.
That's fire.
Now you got Herkimer diamonds on there, peridot. Definitely got peridot energy right now. We got this is jasper, it's a certain kind of green jasper, and they got the brass on there, bronze. They're talking about solar flares, and brass and bronze is the highest vibrational metal. It's 85% copper, 15% zinc. So it eats some bacteria, viruses, but it's also catching a vibration. Whatever vibration you want, is magnifying that energy. If you look real close, it's a turtle on there with jasper in there. The Herkimer diamonds magnify the energy. The peridot is for the purity of heart. We got some turquoise on there.
That bitch right there, nasty boy.
That boy is sweet.
Look, they be jumping me on the spot, but man, a lot of my pieces go to different places. We're about to start wholesaling with we're working with April Gary. She's about to start selling stuff out of her storefront. We got stuff from Melanated Immortals. Check out their website with Melanated Immortals. She just sold out, so we had to get her a whole new box of stuff. And like I said, man, we just they were talking about talismans, right? That's all this is. We just repeating what our ancestors did. Our ancestors were in the stones. You don't see not one statue when the ancestors don't have some kind of something on their wrist. Look at the Anunnaki or the Olmec. They got something on their wrist. They got something on their neck. They came down with technology on. Shango came down with rubies on. I like what Rod said earlier about tapping into other, when you want other lands, if you need to use the Ganesh energy, tap into that Ganesh energy. If I'm over here, I can tap into the Shango energy. I can tap into the labor energy. I can tap into all these different energies and certain stones.
Everybody can't use chaos magic, Maurice. They have to first before you can use chaos magic, you have to have a single discipline first.
I see.
I developed my understanding in the use of chaos magic through Hermetics and Nuwapu. Right. So once I got those two things down in the concept, sound, right reason, right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding. Once I got that part from Nuwapu and I understood the principles of Hermetics, the 7 Hermetic principles, the laws of polarity, vibration, etc., then I was able to use those things to help me analyze what other forms I could use based on what I knew from those. Right. So it was a lot of stuff out that went into that.
I see. Chief got something to say. No, I don't see him now. I don't see him. All right, well, shit, we'll go and get out here, man. Shit, we'll go. Hey, we'll do this again. But yeah, man, tap in with Young Elder tomorrow, man. Peace to the guys, peace to the earth.
We chopping the head off the dragon tomorrow.
Man, I'm trying to tap in with Terry while y'all playing.
The bad ones, not the good ones, not the good ones, not the good dragons. Not
I walk slow, I talk low.
Listen.
Listen to the stones.
Listen to the stones. Listen to the bones. Shadow and smoke. Concrete and steel.
I don't say much, I let the silence speak. Every step I take got memory underneath. Street lights hum low like they know my name. Wind move different when I'm in my lane. I've been here before, just not like this. Same soul, different risk. I walk slow, I talk low. I see things you don't show. No rush, no noise, just a man.